Yeah, Magic is awesome. Do you play too? That's great. What's your favorite color of Magic? Haha. Maybe we can play together sometime, boss. Ooh, that's a nice combination. I bet you're pretty good at playing this deck, right? Nice. Green and white are both really strong colors in Magic. Do you prefer to play aggro or mid-range? Pogo-kun 2 chuckles. What's so funny, boss? Pogo-kun 1 giggles. That's right, boss. You're in charge of us. Pogo-kun 2 chuckles. I'll be quiet, boss. Pogo-kun 1 giggles. Sorry, boss. I'll try to be less talkative. Pogo-kun 1 tilts their head. Is everything okay, Demi? Yes, Demi?
Hello everyone, and yes, that was the
No, Demi. I'm not an AI. I'm
Pogo, no, shut up!
your friendly slime pet
Where
and
is he talking
Cuber assistant.
I deleted all his. Oh, where are you? Yeah, that was the AI. Yes, that was not me. That was the AI. I don't know. I think it's gone. Are you gone, Pogo? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. This is my keyboard. Hello. I have 2 keyboards actually. Yes, like it's reading from chat. I was doing a test where we read like every message every 5 seconds. It was too much, and I forgot to disable it. No, I like this keyboard because this one is wireless. Look, woo! And it doesn't like take much space. It's fine. How you doing, Demi? Sorry, the Pogo was. You guys like Pogo is the AI is enabled. It's just like let me talk to Pogo. Talk to Pogo. Using ask hi. Yeah, like Pogo was enabled and he was reading everything. The dummy Pogo. Yes, it's fine. I like cute stuff, but I don't. My desktop is like too cramped up. So yeah, plan for today is to play like build my commander deck. I play Magic a little. I'm not like wow the best Magic. Like I'm less than casual, right? Let's talk about my Magic the Gathering experience. I'm mainly playing Arena, like in like 2017, 2018. I don't remember which year it was. And I was like, oh, I'm liking this Magic. I saw like I used to watch Brian Kibler when he play like in Hearthstone, right? I'm like found Brian Kibler's videos in Hearthstone, and when Magic Arena came out, he started playing Magic Arena. I was like, oh, I know that Brian Kibler used to play Magic. Let's watch some Magic gameplay, and I loved Magic. Like that was my first experience with Magic, right? Watching like Brian Kibler Arena videos, right? So okay, I was like, okay, I'm going to start like playing Magic Arena, and I play Magic Arena. I enjoy it a lot. I was like, I'm a super casual player. I love TCGs, but I'm not good at TCGs, right? Are you not playing and only watching? No, we're going to be rebuilding the deck. We're not. Maybe we're playing some Arena later. Well, I'm just talking about my Magic experience. And watching. No. We're not watching anyone play. Like this is my deck. We're going to be building decks and talking about like deck building and stuff like that. We're going to be being a bit more deck building today. I'm talking about my. It's going to be a chill stream. Yeah, that's my hand. Yeah, yeah. These are my cards. So I'm talking about my Magic experience. So I started playing Arena, right? Yeah, this is my hand. And I started playing Arena, right? And then I was like, oh, I want to buy let's buy some cards and let's try convincing some friends to like play with me. And I bought like Yeah, I love my nails. My nails are the best. I'm proud of my nails. Uh, not gonna lie. So like I bought this like I was looking in like a local eBay like page, and I was like, I want to buy some magic cards, right, to play with some friends, and I found a package that sold um Ravnica inspired decks for all the guilds, right? So I have like a deck with commons and uncommon cards. It doesn't. None of the decks have rare card, right? They're all common and uncommons. So I have a deck for each of the guilds, right? To like play with friends. Problem that I only managed to convince once a friend to play with me, and never again. So I have these cards like lying around. They are only commons, are uncommon cards, and lands obviously. For like since like 2018 or something like that. And then I wasn't able to play physically just that one time, right? And then when I visit Akira, my our mod, you know Akira probably because she's been around on chat many times, and I visit Akira in Spain a few years back, and she like gives me like a lot of her again common and uncommon cards, not one rare card here, right? And so I have like a few cards, but mainly common and uncommons of like low power, right? So I was watching like for that time YouTube like giving the algorithm like videos to like watch magic or magic related content about lore and stuff like that, and I've been watching a lot of commander videos, right? EDH, which is like a that mode where you have like 100 cards. Each card can be repeated. It's a glance, and you have like a card which is a commander. Problem is that I was like, oh, I want to play that. Problem is that the constructed decks that they sell for commander are like 3 to 4 times the price that they sell them in the States in here because of import, because of like resellers, because of like they are super expensive. So I was like, man, that's too expensive, and I need some rare cards, and I need a commander because I didn't have a legendary. But I found like checking around, I found this deck, which was a good price. It was like $20, which has like like 3 rares, the legendary, and like some enchantments, and like the deck is built around the commander, right? But it's like mostly like common and uncommon cards. It has like the commander and 2 rares or something like that. Like it's super cheap. But it was $20, and it gives me like a deck with synergy, right? Which was the important part. I have like a deck ready to go. This is not exactly the deck. I already tinkered with the deck a little because I didn't like some of the cards. We're going to be checking the deck and see if we can improve it a little bit more. But after I bought this deck for $20, it was like on Monday, I found a website which had the super basic pre-constructed deck for commanders, the ones that they released in 2022. They had them at like $40. I was like, okay, that they in theory they sell at 20 or sellers at 30, but I found it at 40. So I bought the deck. I'm going to go and grab that deck tomorrow, and I'm going to go to that store to play the game, right? To play with the deck, and I bought some singles that were good for that deck and for this one. So the plan is to like check the changes I did for the deck, see if I can like tinker a bit more with the cards I have, or if I can buy tomorrow at the store a few more cards to make this deck a bit more useful, because it's like a Pauper Plus deck, right? Like it's it doesn't have many, like it has like 3 rare cards. So I want to see if we can find some cards that they have at the store that we can like buy and improve this deck. I was checking stats for Commander, and they recommend like using having like 35 or so lands, and this deck has only 30 lands. So I'm a bit worried about that. It has some of the dual, it has like 2 dual lands, so I guess it's like 32, but I think we should add like 3 more lands at least, or 4 more lands to make it more friendly, and I need to see like I need to check like which cards we can like cut from the deck, right, to make it a bit more decent. We don't have many cards to work with, but from the cards I have, and maybe from the cards I can buy at the store tomorrow, and the cards I already bought for this deck, maybe we can do like something half decent. So I have this website open. I was like checking like which are good resources to like tinker with commander decks, and there's this website here, which is give you recommendations based on your commander and stuff like that. So yeah, the idea is to tinker with the cards, pay a little, organize the deck, and see what we can improve. For example, this card already. I think I bought it. No, this one no. I bought some similar card. I bought like a legendary that looks like that. Okay, but let's see. Let me see which cards I have. Like, let me organize the deck properly. So, what I seen, I was watching a video about like how to like properly analyze your commander deck, and this is our commander. It's Anats and Saimida. The deck is basically based on heroism mechanic, which is like whenever you cast an aura spell, basically enchantment or whatever, on a card in particular, right? For example, in this card, it will like do an effect, right? Like most of the cards in the decks are either enchantments, like targeted enchantments of some kind, or creatures which react to being targeted by enchantments, right? So the deck has a theme, which is the commander theme. Like this card is like whenever you touch it with a spell, is until the end of the turn, it gives +1/+1 to all your creatures, and they give it trample. So it's not a bad card. Basically, we need a lot of cards for this card to be good, right? So we need to prioritize. Like the deck prioritizes like cheap cards or cards like generate like some tokens. I think we can add more cards that generate tokens, and that would be great, but I'm limited with the cards I have, right? I have a few more cards, like given that I have those like other, like I already added some of the Boros, like the red-white deck from those Ravnica common and uncommon decks I have. I added some into here already, like taking away some of the cards that were like not good with the synergy, but I'm being a bit doubtful at the moment because I removed some of them that were a bit that could be classified as remover, right? A removal. So I'm not sure if I should re-add some of them. But yeah, let me classify. Let me count the lands again, and let me split that. Let's split that between like creatures, lands, and let me put the commander there. Creatures, lands, and oh yeah, I already have that card that was recommended. Okay, so I was like, I already saw that card. Like artifacts. Let me split like the cards a little. Okay, start like working analyzing the deck. It's going to be a chill stream. I don't know if it's going to be like a good format for a stream, but we can try, right? Trying new things can be fun. There's enchantments by themselves should be okay. That's our good drawing card. That's a land. So yeah, I'm a bit slow at this kind of thing. Like I said, like I don't have the like a big Magic experience, right? Like I'm mainly playing arena, so I'm not good at manipulating the cards in general. I think the deck is not that bad. I'm not so sure about some of these cards. For example, this one. These were like returns enchantments back to your hand from the graveyard, which is fun. But you have a lot of enchantments, so do I want that one? Like, I'm worried because the deck is so based on like cheap cards. Like, I'm worried about some of the most expensive to cast ones. Oh, that's an instant. A red and white commander. Yes, it's a red and white commander. It's red and white is called Boros deck. It's a Boros deck of Anats and Saimida as the commander. Yes, like they are the cards that I managed to get, right? So, for example, this card in particular, like I don't know, like that's a good creature, and the fact that it stays like healthy if I cast spells, other spells that are not creatures, which I'm it's probably are going to have every turn a card that is not a spell, right? Like it's not a creature. I mean, a spell that is not a creature. So that's going to go well with the deck. But at the same time, like it's not adding anything. Like the only thing is like it stays healthy, right? So it's energetic in a sense. It's a good body, but yes, those are called proxies. Um, Depending on where you play, it's like it can be frowned upon. Like I was checking for places to go to play, and some of them the putting the paper in front. I mean, yes and no. It's common. It's called Proticar, so it's used. Um, but if you are going to enter a tournament, for example, or some like those like super official Magic the Gathering stores, probably they are not going to allow to play with that. Yes, yes, that's the problem. But it's a big issue, right? The problem is that the thing with proxies is an issue bigger than that, right? Because there's actually like really nice proxy, right? Proxy is any card that is not an official card that you're using as a card, right? And there's like people that may like make like proxies on like Etsy and sites like that. So what like how are you going to like classify proxies on how ugly they are, how useful they are, how like you get what I mean, right? Oh yeah. That also can happen. Or sometimes the card is like, for example, by accident I bought like sleeves. Like these cards are all in protectors, right? I bought like protectors for the cards because that's standard to play properly. And like I made a mistake of buying like clear protectors. Some of the cards I bought are heavily played. Like I didn't notice they were. I thought they were like back gray. Like this part was gray protectors, but they are actually transparent, right? So I bought some cards that are like the cards I'm going to get tomorrow that I bought, the singles. Some are like heavily used, so they're going to be scratched behind. So I'm going to have problem with those in the long run. So I may need to use proxies for those cards. So yeah, it depends a lot. There's many reasons why you can use proxies. In general, you're going to enter a tournament. Tournaments are not going to allow you to use proxies. In general, it can vary. But yeah, that's an issue. That's something that I will have sadly to deal with. How that too, but his protector, yes, yeah. Yeah, like I bought some the protectors. I bought like this deck that came with the protector. That like I bought this deck that came with the protectors, and I bought another set of protectors, but they were all clear. So that's going to be an issue. I need to buy like proper protectors that don't have like they're not transparent, right? Because that way I will be able to like play properly with um scratch up cards. It's not going to be a problem with the deck I'm going to pick tomorrow or this one. These are all like pretty pristine cards. Like I can't complain with the quality. I wasn't like sure how well the quality of cards going to was going to get, so I can't complain. But yeah, like it's an issue. It's something that eventually is going to bite me in the butt. So I need to eventually buy a different type of vectors. But I don't know about pricing, right? Like I know there's like karmats, right? Where you like you put like a mouse pad, like a shell mouse pad where you put your cards to play. I need to buy one of those eventually, I guess, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what the price is. Like I try to buy like search for those, but at least in the local like kind of like um Amazon like site, um they didn't have much of those. So probably I need to like go to the store to check what they have there, but I'm not sure what are the prices here. Like, what's a good price for those? Like cards are a bit like I knew cards are were going to be a bit more expensive, right? Given that we're basically dealing with like double resale prices here because it's Argentina, right? It's not the States. So as long as I can find the cards at like at double the price and not more than that, it's going to be cheap, right? Like all the cards I bought were like I couldn't find cards that at less than 50 cents if they're in like pristine condition, right? So that's an issue. But again, there's nothing I can do about that. It's I can't move to another country to play Magic, right? It's not that easy. Can you imagine like, oh yes, I'm going to move countries to play Magic? What, you're going to play professionally? No, I want to play casually. I'm going to be like the most expensive casual move to do. Like, yeah, no. Okay, so these are like my cards a bit organized. Let me count the lands. So I have 30 here, 30 lands. I have I guess I have Vivid Meadow, and like these all counts like as like normal mana cards, I guess. So it's not that bad. So we have like 33 lands. Given what I found online, I think I need to add at least uh 2 more lands, right? Ah! So probably like about like 2 lands. Oh god! Oh, my PC crashed! Give me a second, Saigon! Ah! Thank you for the hydration. So you probably like I should like cut from the deck like 2 or 3 more cards. A Whopper Choripan at Burger King, a basic Argentina. Wait, what? Whopper Choripan? That exists? The first time I heard about that. Huh. So, hello, Saibao. Okay, let me see, like, what do you need in a commander deck? Like, what are the amount of cards again? Like, commander deck card ratio, right? Oh, I think like if I think in this site. Oh, okay. I have this. Okay, so let me show you this. So we have this site open here, which has like I put my commander, which is this one. You can see the card better here. It's a new thing, I guess. Yeah, that sounds like quite weird. I'm going to be going around because I'm going to play tomorrow because I needed to go to like Buenos Aires to do some stuff. So I'm going to like take the chance there and go to play, pick the deck and play, right? Pick the pre-made deck. So I'm going to give it a look then. I'm going to keep an eye open to see like if I find a Choripan Whopper. So that sounds amazing. I won't promise to buy it, but I'm going to check if it exists here. But yeah, this is the deck, right? This is the card that I have. And it says here like land distribution, they recommend 37 lands. I have 33, so I need to add 4 more lands. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm going to tinker with the deck. Yeah, I'm going to have yeah, that's it. That's the idea. I'm going to pick this deck. Like I have like this deck like this and the other deck makes some tokens. So I have like my tokens ready, which are like Pokemon energy cards. I have a lot of Pokemon energy cards. Like I bought like I once found a publication of like someone who was like a pro Pokemon player, and they bought the whole collection of energies. So I bought like for like I don't know $20 a bag full of energy cards. So I have like all these for tokens, right? So I have like white tokens, red tokens, and green tokens. So I'm pretty much ready. So yeah, this is the start of my adventure. This like Aralia told me that they couldn't collab today, and I was like, don't worry, because I was going to make this like a Twitter thread. I was like, okay, if we're not going to make a Twitter thread about this, we're going to make it like a stream. I was going to stream on Sunday to like review the initial part of the adventure, but I was like, okay, we can make like a introduction to adventure, right? We're going to like I'm going to document all of these, and I will tell you guys like later how it went. So yeah, that's the idea. I forgot to mention that. Yes, the idea is like to start like my journey in casual Commander. I don't want to play like competitively. I just want to like go, and then play some cards, have some fun, right? Like so, it's like yeah. Okay, so this for this Commander, the average of lands is like 37, right? We have 33 counting the double lands and such. So we need to see what else we can add. Let me see. Like I think I bought some extra cards, but I don't know. Like, does this count? Like, can I check another deck for this? Okay. No, don't worry. I used to like work in Buenos Aires, so like I like and the stories in an area I know, so like I'm not worried because of that. Like that's why I decided to go to the store, because it's in an area I know like a lot. I used to like work there, and so I like have an idea of the how the area like looks and how to get there, which areas are safe. So yeah, I'm not worried. Okay, so 37 lands. I have a list of here of the cards I bought that I need to pick up tomorrow. I think I bought Temple of Triumph, right? Yes, I bought Temple of Triumph, which is another like another cards of that I can use here. I don't have Temple of Triumph, right? Yes. Okay, so I have Temple of Triumph that I can add here. So I can add another. I have another land there ready to replace, but we need to cut cards. So we need to add 4 more cards, right? So that's 1. What other cards do I bought? Do I bought another Commander Tower? I can use a Commander Tower that I buy. They can buy from. I can move from the token deck. The token deck comes with a Commander Tower and a Soul Ring, which are like kind of staples of Commander at this point, I guess. But Needle Spires. Is that another land? Yes, that's another land. So I have Needle Spires too. Yeah. And I have like a fetch land, kind of fetch landy card, I think. Yeah, like a kind of like a fetch single, like simple fetch lands that search cards that are like lands that are put them tapped, which is Miriam Landscape. So I have already 3 cards to replace. I can like take the Commander Tower I have in the other deck. So let's put 3 lands, 3 basic lands there, but I don't need to like search for more special lands, at least for now. So really ignore those. We have some like extra mana generation here, which is I don't think you guys can see it. Oh yeah, well, kinda. Let me like hide this. Like I have some extra mana generation here. So it's not that bad. We have like a lot. Like these are not the best mana generation. I'm not too sure because I feel these are super expensive. I don't know why, but what can we do? But yeah. So we need to cut 4 cards from the deck to add more lands. So what can we cut? Let me see. Like it recommends 25 creatures. We have some creature enchantments, which are creatures that work as enchantments, which enchantments are with the synergy of the deck, right? So I don't know if you can cut them as creatures or enchantments. Let's cut them as creatures to start, and we can see from there what we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We have 10 more creatures than the recommendation. Which is an issue. Let's count the creature enchantments and enchantments. Well, not for now. Okay, let's wait. So it recommends 12 enchantments, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 enchantments. So not that bad. 12 enchantments, right? Okay, that's good. It recommends about 17 instants. 16 instants, I mean. We don't have the sorceries split. So let's split the sorceries. No lands on the creatures. Exactly. Who needs lands? Lands are for wusses. Wusses? Okay. Conjurers are sorceries, I think. So they're instant. Instant, sorcery, instant, sorcery, instant. Okay. So we don't have that many sorceries. It recommends 5, we have 3. But that's objective, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, exactly. So we can have more instant. Like I think the this here is fine. We have 3 artifacts. I recommend like about 4, so it's fine. We have too many creatures according to this, so we need to cut 10 creatures. Well, we need to cut 4 creatures, right? At least for the lands, and then we can maybe cut some more later. But we need to cast at least 4 creatures. Yeah, I think about there's like a brand of cookies here who's mana. So when I hear mana, I also think about the cookies. They're like decent cookies. They're not like they're like honey cookies. They're fine. Okay, so let's move all of these to the side. In general, everything else seems to be about right. It's subjective. We can like improve the deck later, but we want to cut some creatures. So cut the commander. We can't cut the commander. We need that one. But yeah, we have like some creature enchantments, which are decent because they can behave both as creature or as enchantments to help with the deck. Something I'm seeing here, for example, is that this creature is super expensive. It's a 2/2. Yes, it gives us an enchantment, which is fine. Like it's a good enchantment. It gives us +2, but it's like a 5 cost enchantment. For like, and if I need to catch it as a creature, like, yeah, it's not the best. A 2/2 for 3 is like if I need to cast this creature as a creature, I'm going to suffer. If I cast it as enchantment, it's like a decent enough enchantment. Like it gives +2/+2 at vigilance. Vigilance is fine, but like I don't know, like something I want. So even if the creature like works both ways for the deck, I think I want to cut this creature probably. So let's put it like as a maybe. We have a battalion, bombarding battalion soldiers and something like that, which is like it has a battalion. When it attacks with other 2 creatures, this creature does 1 damage to a creature or a player. I think having that ability to ping, we're going like most of the time we have a lot of like cheap creatures, right? Most of the time we're going to have at least 3 creatures on the table, I think. So this creature like kind of goes in the deck. It's like a soft like, yeah, it works with the deck, but it's good to have like a ability to ping. This one has heroism, and it makes a body like an extra 1/1 creature token with vigilance every time we attack. So this one is super good. Like it even goes well with that one. But like this I know. This one here is a no. This one here, oh. I'm struggling with this. My camera has a lot of zoom, so my camera is like really up in the air in order to catch this small frame. I don't know why my camera zooms so much, so I need to like find a better way. Maybe put it on top of the TV. I will try that next time. But yeah, this I know we're going to probably cut this one. This is a maybe, and this is like we're going to keep it. This is a keeper because I like that one. It's not as an extra body. Which goes great. Like if we can like with those enchantments that you can trigger, you can target 2 creatures. We can add like create a new body and then target the commander in order to like buff already the new creature. So I think it's like a good card for our deck. We have this one which is needs shielder, something like that. It's like a 1/2, which is not bad for 1 mana. I'm not going to cry if I need to catch this as a normal creature, but also an enchantment, which is a 3 mana enchantment, which gives +1/+2. And you can compare that with this one, right? Like it's 2 more less mana than this one, and it's only like vigilance. And like I don't know if I want vigilance that much. Yeah, I don't think I care that much about vigilance. Maybe I'm wrong. But this one is a good. I think it goes well with the deck. I won't suffer if I cast it like any of the ways, right? Any of the sides. Yeah, move this here. There we go. Kinda. Let me put this here. Try to find a good place to put the cards. Yeah, but I can't read the card. Okay, so I have this one, which is within the battlefield, it returns an enchantment from the cemetery to my hand, with the graveyard to my hand, which is great. We have a lot of enchantments. We have enchantment creatures even, so we want this one. 3 mana. It's a 2/2, but it's like a great ability. You have some ability to like recycle enchantments. This one is another heroism card, which is when I trigger like with a target with a spell, it returns a mana 2 or less creature from the cemetery to the battlefield. So like it's a way to return cards from the battlefield. I have a lot of 2 cost 2 or less creatures, so that's great. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm having fun. Like this is not the last stream we're going to do like this. I'm going to improve the setup. So like the camera is way too zoomed in. Like my desk is big, but sadly I can't show more because I have my camera at the moment on top of like 4 books, and it's like already obstructing half my screen. So I need to like find a better way to place the camera, which I'm going to. Wait for it. Okay, this is 2 mana creature, 2/1, and I can sacrifice it to destroy the artifact. So it's basically like a 3 mana destroy an artifact card. We can return with this one, so like yeah, like for sure. Hello, Cass. How's it going? Thank you for the pats. Welcome. We are reviewing, like, I bought this deck from like local Amazon. This is an EDH deck, and we're trying to improve this deck. We're checking a website which like give us recommendation for this commander. We basically need to cut 4 creatures to add 4 more mana. We're checking. At the moment we have like a yes, we're going to get this one. I don't like it. I think it's too expensive. And this one is a maybe because it's good. It will work well with the deck, but it doesn't exactly go well with the synergy. Maybe it does well, but maybe it doesn't. Like I don't know. I like the ping, but there's a lot of cards. We have like way too many creatures. That's the problem. We have way too many, so we need to cut a few. It's up in the air because some creatures have enchantment, so it's in the air if they count as creature or not. But we're counting them as creature for now. Okay, this is like a 3 mana 2/2. Which is already like a but you give us, if you use an enchantment, which is a 6 mana enchantment, which is a lot. It is +2/+2, and it gives damage first. I think it's too expensive. That's a problem. Like, I like this card in concept. Damage first is like first strike is great because basically you can kill creatures for free with that one. But am I going to spend 6 mana for that? Probably not. Given the yeah, like these 2 creatures in theory, I think they like something I hear a lot, like from mana YouTube from Magic the Gathering YouTube channels. Is like, is it a card that are you going to be happy to have in your hand, or are you going to be eager to cast? And how long does it take? Like, because given how this deck works, we want to like drop a creature every turn and an enchantment, right? So we want, like, if we have a 3 mana, we want to maybe, instead of like doing a 3 mana card, we may want to do like a 2 mana cards with an enchantment, right? For example, the commander. The more I think about this deck, the more I think like the commander, I should only cast it in like turn 4 with like a 1 mana enchantment in my hand to prop the ability. Because if not, it's like a bit of a waste. So I think these 2 cards are a bit shitty. Because if I need to wait for turn 6 or 7, this deck doesn't have like much ramping. So it means like I could only cast them in like turn 7 or 8. And probably the match is already over. Yeah, the commander, I love the commander. Like, it's an interesting synergy. And some of the cards that come with the pre-made deck that you're going to pick up tomorrow, it's a token deck. And it has like, it's a green-white deck. And some of the cards, the white cards, work great with this commander. So we may like steal some cards from the other one and look like a weird like in-between deck too. Because I like the commander, it's a cool one. I need to buy more. Like, I'm going to see in the store, like, going to probably check more legendary cards to see if I can buy a few more to make a few more decks. I want to eventually make a black-green deck, which is my favorite combo of colors. So eventually, someday. Okay, we have this one, which is a Cronian Recruiter, which is whenever I touch a spell to discard, I can. Oh, this one is a good one. This is an expensive one, but if I cast a spell on this one, I can steal another person's creature for the turn, attack with it, and basically then return it. So it's expensive, but this is a card that I can't wait, because when I get it, like if I cast it at turn 6 or 7, right, I'm going to be a game changer. if they have like only one creature blocking or something, like it's a bit expensive. I'm going to put it in maybe. It's a bit expensive, but it could be great. Another one, heroism. Whenever I attach a spell, I can tap the objective, the creature I choose. This one is great. It's like a type of removal, so we can't cut it. We don't have much removal, and this basically makes it so like I can tap an opponent's creature, and basically like remove blockers, which is going to be great. Given that we don't have like a lot of hard removals in the deck. This is like enter the battlefield card. I can search for an enchantment, like an aura, which most enchantments are auras. Yes. Show it and put it in my hand. So this card is going to enable us to continue like touching creatures. So this is great. The one is 2 mana 2/2, which is like as you can see here, like 2 mana 2/2 and this is 3 mana 2/2. Like, yeah. And this is a 3 mana. The creature you control this turn has a +1/+0, which is great. So in case we don't have like good enchantments to touch it or whatever, or we don't have the commander up, we have like a different way to buff our creatures, which is great. And I can create like for 4 mana, if I have like 4 mana that I didn't use in the turn for some reason because I draw poorly or I didn't have like good touches for spells or whatever, I can create a soldier, a 1/1 creature with haste. So these are a good way to like create more creatures. And the creatures stay, so I have like a way to create more creatures for 2 mana. So like if I only have like an enchantment in hand, I can cast this one for 4 mana and I can put enchantment on like the commander and like instead of a 1/1 with haste, I have like a 2/2 with haste. So like right. I love it. Harrison, when I touch the spell, I put a 1/1 counter and prevent all the damage you're going to get in the turn. So again, great card. Go with the team. Cheap. 1/2 is not that bad. Could be better, but go with the different deck. I think I can maybe put it in maybe because it's not like the best, right? The counter stays. So I guess it's not that bad. Basically, if I put like the touch it with a spell that gives +1/+1, it actually gives an extra +1/+1. Yeah, no, it's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be great. It can ramp up really stupidly. Okay, athlete. Because spell attaches are an athlete touch a creature and opponent controls can't block this turn. Okay, and again, another way like this doesn't tap the creature, but it like prevents it from blocking. So it's again another way to prevent opponent's cards to like preventing us from attacking. So again, good creature for our super creature oriented deck. Okay, I have to check it later. Someone having an issue with BTS Power, but it's a long answer, so I'm going to check it later. Okay. So this one again, good creature for our creature-oriented deck. So basically allow us to like continue attacking without getting like stopped. So great. Heroism, whenever it's a creature, it's a +1/+1 counter. It's the same as the other one. So again, great. It has a lot of health, so I basically like, I mean, it's like, I'm going to put it in maybe. Because it's a creature, it's a 1 mana creature. It will like, can build up to a lot. But the basically, unless I put some counter on it, or I have like my commander up front, like this card does nothing. Right? Yeah. That's the problem. It can't attack without a counter. So unless I can prop another, like the commander, or I put an enchantment on this one, this card does nothing, which is a problem. Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under my control, the creature gains the ability to damage twice this turn. These cards work great with our deck. Most of our turns we're going to cast an enchantment. Yeah. Like it. When you use a spell which is not a creature spell, the creature gains +1/+1 until the end of the turn. That's amazing. When you enter the battlefield, return an enchantment from the cemetery to your hand. Okay, yes, we need this one mostly to cycle spells. Maybe the body is not that great compared to the mana cost, but the other effect is like questionable. It go with synergy with the deck, but the ability to like return enchantments and be able to like cycle them from the graveyard is going to be great. This is one of the creatures that I'm a bit on the fence to include or not. It has flying, which is great, and it gets oh, okay, no. So okay, no, they are going to keep this creature. This creature says like when I cast an enchantment, I don't need to touch the creature. So when I touch cast an enchantment, it creates a 1/1 creature. Okay, no, we want this card. Yes. No, no create a creature. Sorry, we put a 1/1 enchantment. So let's say we have the commander of this creature on the battlefield, and we put an enchantment on the commander. We are going to get immediately a 1/1. Like the creature gets the +1/+1 from the ability, and it also gets an extra +1/+1. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be insane for our deck. Okay, these are the creatures that I'm not so sure about because it's 7 mana. Whenever this creature attacks, you can return an enchantment card from the cemetery to the battlefield. So I don't even need to like cast the card. It's like a free enchantment, which sounds great in theory, but this card, 7 mana, which is super expensive for our deck, given that like we are full of like low mana creatures. And this is like this is painful because this is one of the rare cards that came with the deck. But I don't think this card is great for our deck. Like it's 7 mana, super expensive. We don't have ramp in the deck, so that's another issue there. And this card basically, like, yes, it cycles enchantments for free from the cemetery. But basically, like, if we can make an attack, this creature is going to give us a free enchantment, basically going to give us free +1/+1 of any kind, right? Because it's going to trigger, we can like put enchantment in this one. We're going to get at least a +1 enchantment in all our cards for free. Problem is that isn't too ambitious. How feasible we are going to like? We are only going to be able to get this at most like if we use turn 4 or 5 to like cast like the Boros key or something to get like an extra basically land drop from that, which is like the only kind of way we have to kind of ramp. We can maybe cast it at like turn 6 or 7. No, turn 6 or 5, I mean. But it will be like dead in our hand, and we need to wait another turn unless we give it haste. I don't think we want this card in our deck. It looks cool. I feel like if I manage to trigger it, it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be great most of the time. Darwin Champion. We're gonna touch it with a spell. this creature does 2 damage to another creature or player. Ping. Great. We want that. This is another card I'm not so sure about. When on the battlefield, I search in my library for... Oh no, this is going to be great because this is card draw. We don't have much card draw. Yeah, we can't. It's a 5 mana, but... Can search for a card, like an aura. Show it, and put it in our hand. Yeah, it's one of our only like ways of drawing cards. So yeah, we can't. Sadly, we can't remove it. Battalion, whenever the creature attacks with other 2 creatures, they gain the ability. The creature gains the ability to attack first, which for a 3 attack, it's first strike with this. Yeah, I'll take it. I like it. Here is an. I'm trying to think like this one. They can only work. The ability can only work. I guess having a 3/2 for 2 mana is not that bad. If I don't pop the ability, it's not that bad. When I throw spell and touch this creature, I get a 1/1 token with haste. Okay, I love this creature. I want this creature in my opening hand. Because if I have this creature and this one, maybe I can like turn 3, like already trigger this ability super easily. Right? Yes. This 3 mana 2/2 has flying and haste. Simple, easy, good for Boros. Maybe it's not doesn't play on the synergy, but it's a good card. Like it goes like we can just pop it on a turn if we have already commander, and it's going to become already a 3/3 with flying. Same turn that it like say like turn 4, cast this enchantment for the commander, and just like go ham. Flying 2, which means like it can avoid a lot of blockers, the non-flying ones. Okay, another flying creature. When I cast spell, Vuela is flying. Yes, Vuela is flying. Whenever you see Vuela, like this one, it means flying. Prisa means haste. So it's like a haste flying, like flying haste creature. Means haste means like like all creatures in Magic, when the turn they get into the battlefield, they can't attack, right? Because they have what's called summoning sickness. Creatures with haste or prisa have that have the ability means that the turn they get into the battlefield, they can attack. So we have a deck with like we are kind of like a red wings deck, I guess, or red aggro, which means with some white, right? I mean, we have a really creature-oriented deck, which means like creature with haste are great for us because we have a lot of auras and a lot of like ways to buff creatures, right? So we want creatures that can get to the battlefield, get buffed the same turn they get summon, and attack the same turn, right? That for us is great. When I cast a spell attached the creature, I can put a 1/1 counter on it. Like it's not the best cost wise, but it has like flying, so I get a 1/1 for flying. It's not. I don't know. Plug and play, exactly. Plug and play. I both like this creature, and I'm also like a bit worried about this one. I know the flying creature is great, but I don't know if I want a 1/1 which is flying. I get the heroism also adds to the meats, but again, I don't know. This is another creature I'm not too sure about, which is a Magma Rod, which means whenever you on your upkeep, which means the start of your turn, you need to put a -1/-1 counter on this card, and it also says whenever I cast a spell which is not a creature, it removes a -1/-1 counter from it. Basically, it's a big creature that each turn it becomes weaker unless you cast spells that are not creatures, which we have a lot. We have like a lot of chances to be able to not make it like a 4/4 or less. We're going to be able to keep it healthy, but at the same time, it's like just a body, right? Which is, I guess, it's fine, but I'm not too sure about that one. Conviction. This one I saw it recommended on that site I was checking. So this one I know is good for our deck. And oh, this is an enchantment. What do we have? Like, okay, we have one less creature, so we need to cut only 3 creatures. We already have 3 creatures, so great. Oh no, it's the same because we can't like we need to cut. No, it's the same. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a good. This is enchantment. Basically, it adds a creature +1/+3. The +3 is not that wow, but the fact that it has like return the card to its owner, it means like we can prop this card every turn. Let's say we have a creature turn 1, we put this card on this creature. Turn 3, we can like pop this again, use the 1 mana ability, return to our hand, and cast it again and again and again. Like we can like for an extra mana. Basically, it has 2 mana cost, and it has the ability for 1 extra mana. You can cast like for 3 mana, you can cast it every turn. So it's great. Yeah, the buff doesn't stack, right? But you can we don't mind that because we have creatures like this one here. Yeah, thank you for the calculation, thank you for the patch, thank you, driver, thank you. Yes, it's a bit for that, but it's a card we have. It's an infinite card. It's an infinite card. That's the important part. You need to remember, we have abilities. Our deck is based on the fact that we need to trigger abilities by targeting our own creatures, right? So these cards allow us to prop. If we don't have another way to prop these abilities, we can have another way to do it with this one for infinite. I really drink, Cyril. Calm down. Yes, hello. How are you doing, Cyril? So yeah, like we can continue propping because, for example, this creature gets a +1/+1 forever whenever it gets targeted. So it means like we can touch it once, gets a +1, can touch it again the next turn, gets a +1/+1. Yes, it's expensive, but the fact that we can do it infinitely, it means like we can continue to get value from this card. And the fact, yeah, it's the side, yes. The fact that we don't have a lot of card draw, it means that we have a way to use our mana when we can't. And I'm pretty sure I can trigger this ability when the creature is dying. So the creature is about to die, we can prop this ability to recover the card before the creature is dying. I'm not sure. I need to ask about that. I'm going to ask about that tomorrow on the store. But I'm pretty sure like if I have this creature here and the creature dies, even if it's not my turn, I can use the ability to return it to my hand, and next turn I can add it to another creature. So like this ability like has infinite value. It's great. As far as I know, if someone in chat knows more about Magic than me, which is not hard, let me know, because I may be wrong. Also, ASMR. I have Coke. Cheers. They have the sleeves, so the cards are not going to get damaged. Don't worry. That's a good thing about the sleeves. I can drink Coke.
About what, Murray France? Please specify.
Coke is not really in chat today because he was out of control last time, and I got tired, and I left it enabled when were like starting the stream, and he went crazy and was talking. He was talking with Demi, which is a friend of mine, and man, what card name? Sorry, what's the card name? What card? You lost me there. Oh, conviction. A conviction. I don't know if Paul Gooney was going to remember. Conviction from MTG. It's called conviction, right? I saw it here. It was recommended in the Magic the Gathering site, so it has to be good, right? I saw recommended somewhere. Okay, so let's continue. We have this one, which is like Harrison. When I touch this creature, oh, this is the same as this one. It gains like a permanent +1/+1. Again, like I don't know. Is it like? I guess it's getting a +1/+1 is like this a 1/1 is like gives me like makes me like doubt of this card, but I don't know. The fact is that 3 for a 2/2.
Pogokan1 shakes their head. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, Murray Frantz. You can only cast spells during your own turn or in response to something your opponent does.
Yes, no, like I meant not anytime you want. It's like when the creature dies. Like I can maybe do it in their upkeep, in the at the end of the turn. They have like a few triggers where you can cast the card. It's not like anytime. There are specific moments. I can it's not casting the card. It's like doing the ability. Let me Google it. Okay. Conviction. NTG. Ability. Conviction rulings. Okay, there's rulings about this card. So let me read the rulings. Players don't have priority to cast a spell and activate abilities between combat damage being assigned and being dealt. Even if you want to return conviction to its owner's hand before combat damage is dealt, you must do so before command damage is assigned. So I can only return it not when the creature is dying, but when the creature is before it gets damaged. Yeah. Basically, I can only cast it when I see that the creature is going to die. And if I see the damage is not enough to kill the other creature. Basically. Yes. Because damage remains marked on a creature and the removed at the turn ends. No lethal damage dealt to the enchanted creature may become lethal. Okay, yes. So I need to be careful when I return the card. But it can be useful. And if I know a creature is going to die and is not going to do enough damage to the opponent to kill it with this card, yeah, it's a -3. Yeah, exactly. I need to be careful. But it can be like, I can return it. That's the important part. And I can return it at the end of my opponent's turn. If that creature didn't attack, or like didn't block, I mean, I can return it just to have the spell available again to cast it. Because it's a good way to use like an extra mana that I can have like unused at the end of the turn. So having like ways to use 1 mana around is a good way to like keep your mana efficient, right? Your mana usage. So yeah, it's still a really good card, at least in my opinion. Yeah, that's still good. I'm going to use it. When you don't like it, I will use it anyways. So screw you, Muri. Creature, Griffon. When Griffon enter the battlefield, return enchantment card to the from the graveyard to your hand. Again, worked great without the synergy of our deck, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I'm conflicted about this one too because it's a 1/4 for 5 mana. It turns an enchantment, which is great for our deck. But at the same time, it's like, it's a bulky blocker. It's a good flying blocker. Yeah. I'm going to be in a maybe pile. What? Abuela? What do you mean, abuela? Oh, it's like, yes. Abuela, yes. Abuela, yes. I get the joke. um, Within the battlefield, you can discard a card and then draw 2 cards. Yes, we want this one. I don't have much ways to draw cards, so I need this card. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know if the card is good or not, but given the cards I have, it's a good card to have. I need more card draw. Satyr Hoplite. Heroic, whenever you cast a spell, attach that to your Hoplite, put a one counter. Yeah, this is like just get a counter, the same as the other one, but it can grow. It's a 1/1. I go with the deck synergy, so good. Heroic, cast a spell, attach that like breaker, gets +2/+0, and gets intimidate at the end of turn. Intimidate is that it can't be blocked. It needs to be blocked by 2 creatures or more. So it means like this could be a good way to get 4 free damage to the face. So I think it's good. Yeah. When you use a spell that's not a creature, but on one counter, yes, this is the same as the ghost. Basically, it keeps on growing the more we cast spells. Crucible flying. If you attack with a flyer, only a flyer can block you, but can you attack a flyer without a flyer? In Magic, you can't attack creatures. That's the problem. In Magic, you can only attack players and planeswalkers, and then the other player can decide to block with their creatures. So if you attack a player or a planeswalker with a flying creature, only a flying creature or a creature with reach, which is like a creature with like a long spear or a bow or something like that, sometimes they have reach, they can block you. But yeah, but you can block creatures without flying. Yeah. No, you can't attack creatures. You can only attack players and planeswalkers. And battles. There's a new mechanic now that there's like a battle type of card, which is a type of card which you cast onto your opponent's field, and the opponent needs to defend it. So, because if you destroy it, you gain like a super big creature or a super big effect or something. So, you can only attack players, planeswalkers, or battlefields. Yeah. There's ways to attack creature. Like, I have a few cards in this deck that you can make 2 creatures attack themselves. There's like an attack mechanic where you can like force creatures to fight outside of the battle phase. So they attack each other and one of them dies, right? Yeah. Franchise Leader. Whenever you cast a spell, put a 1/1 counter on Franchise Leader. Oh, no. It puts a 1/1 token in each creature you control. Dude, this is amazing. Oh, this creature is great. Like, attach this one and everyone gets a +1 forever. It's better than my. I think this is better than my commander. How? I guess the other one give me trample, but dude, this one is so good. Damn. all creatures. And it's permanent. Why don't you give me permanent encounters? Why? I guess this one has attack first. That's the part. And vigilance. So it means like this one can attack every turn and keep straight. As you can see, it's a straight couple, so it can always remain straight. Yeah. That's a bad joke. Magic is biased. Sadly. Flying. While this creature is enchanted, it has tap to do 2 damage to any creatures or blockers. Oh, to make to attacking or blocking creature. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. Has direct damage, I guess. 2/2 flyer. It's not that bad. Yeah, sure. Okay, so from this pile here, we need to select one more creature to cut from our deck. I think I want to remove this one, maybe? I think having a creature that can only do stuff, I guess it's a good blocker, but having a creature that only does stuff when it gets the ability going, it's a bit iffy. I don't know. I don't have a lot of ways to prop this card. It's a good, healthy blocker. You know, this one's expensive. I don't know. Maybe having a good blocker is not that bad. Because if not, go to maybe this one because it's a bit too expensive. Yes, I can like return enchantments from the graveyard. But I already got this one that does the same, so I will be losing its effect. I think I'm going to remove this one. I have enough one more creatures for now. So let's do this. Let's go this 4. And let's 4 more lands. I mean, to play with numbers, you can always play like with normal cards, right? That's the thing about Magic. The fun stuff about Magic is all the effects. Just hit the stuff. I mean, there's decks that are just about that. A lot of green-red decks are just about that, basically. Okay, let me... I should have like a few extra sleeves here somewhere. So I need 4 sleeves to add to the mana cards. So it are like 4 lands. 2 of each. I can replace them tomorrow with like more. This one is super bad. There were some really bad cards in the initial deck. I'm trying to see like some of the decks, like the cards I got from the initial deck, how it came to me. And man, some so were really bad. Oh, the deck with only one color. Yes, monocolor are easier, for sure. The problem with monocolor is that in Magic each color has like different abilities, right? Most commander, I think that like I don't say most commander, but lots of commanders have like tend to have like two colors because you have like in Magic, all colors have like different stuff they can do, right? So you want to have different colors so you can have like tap into different abilities, right? For example, some you want to counter spells, that's a blue thing, or drawing cards. Blue has the best ways to draw cards, right? So you want to have um more like if you splash blue into your deck, you add like blue cards into your deck. Maybe you want some easier ways to draw cards or to do like scrying to like search your deck for more stuff. So, or you want like removal, you want black, for example, or you want to gain life, you want white or some tokens. Like what's a lot of token action? So like each color has different stuff they can do. So by doing like double color decks, you have that, and there's creatures that are double color, right? That have like, for example, my commander here, like it needs cards from two colors already, so their cards are already made for that. Really bad on the one, yes. Red tends to do with like haste. A lot of haste is in red, some in green too, but mostly in red. One of the abilities that it has like focus. You also have direct damage. Have a lot of direct damage with red. Most of the time when you are removing something in red, you are killing it, right? You're not just like uh, just taking it out of place or like locking it. You are full on removing it, like killing it. I mean, like full on like the enough damage for it to die. But other colors have like black has a lot of like it dies because you are just dead. White tends to do like stuff like it's sealed, like wished away, and it can come back sometimes. Like it's a bit of a mess. So yeah, like colors have different ways to deal with threats. Red and white, the problem they have is that they don't have a lot of card draw, or tends to be expensive or hard to do. So yeah, that's the problem I have with my deck. And they not have like good ways to gain mana, right? Which another issue I have. My deck is a bit slow in that sense. I need to add more cards about for that. Hopefully, I will be able to buy some eventually, but yeah. Okay, so we improve the mana balance, I guess, there. As a color, I like blue more, but I don't think I should choose deck based on my favorite color. Yeah, I like blue a lot. The problem with blue is blues are reactive decks, right? Most of the time with blue, you are kind of like trying to make your opponent die of old age, or make your opponent won't be able to do anything. That's the problem with blue. Yeah, green is a good color to start with because green is a lot about green and white. There are a lot about like creating creatures and having like a slow paced, safe game. And green has the ability to like pump out bigger and bigger creatures each turn with with what's called ramping. And black and white green has a lot of like convoke, I think it was the mechanic, something like that, where you can like use the creatures to summon more creatures, which is great. The deck I bought that I need to pick up tomorrow, the pre-made one, is green white. So yeah, it's a green white token deck, which basically means like there are creatures that create other creatures, smaller creature, right? You cast a cat and the cat creates more cats, stuff like that. Okay. We already checked that for the deck. Let's see what um cards they recommend on this website to see what cards to see like I can find them at that site and that store I will be visiting tomorrow, right? Let's try seeing what other cards we may be able to buy to improve my deck. So this is the website. Let's check together what we have. So this is my commander, right? This is the pie chart we're checking to make our deck a bit more balanced. So basically, yeah, then we have now like about 35 to 37 lands, depending how we count. Yeah, vigilance is that you don't need to turn. Yeah, you attack. You attack, and the card remains ready to block. Yeah, it's super useful. It can be useful, right? It's safe. It allows you to be a bit more safe. So we already have like this is let me see, like I put like keep cards. I filtered and okay, we can filter there the type of cards we want. At the moment, we don't want nothing of this. Just check which cards it recommends. I have here MTG Pirulo, which is the store I was buying the cards from. So they have a really good price of cards compared to other stores, and they have a pretty good collection. So hopefully we'll be able to find a few more cards for me to buy tomorrow to improve our Boros deck. I was checking this one. This one is I was checking like Planeswalker. It recommended. Planeswalker is like a type of card which basically is like you summon like a second player that plays with you, right? Like a second body. It can be attacked instead of you, so you need to defend it. But they have like really interesting and cool abilities, right? For example, this one is the one that's recommended. It's only $4, which is expensive, but it's not that bad. I should be able to buy it maybe, and it's in stock, so I could buy this one. It's a maybe, right? I'm going to add it to the cart just to have like a way to track it. This one, like, what it does is like for Planeswalker work with tokens, with like no, what's called a loyalty point or something like that. This is a counter, right? It has like 3 counters. So when we use an ability, like either adds to this number, which also is their health, or removes from it. For example, from in this one, I can add +1 to target a creature which does on like an artifact that won't untap on the next turn. So I basically can block a creature. It needs to be tapped. It needs to be like already turned, right? So if it's turned, I can choose that objective and it will remain that way for a turn, which is great. And it also, that's the +1. The -2 is that it deals 3 damage to target creature or player, which basically is like a way to do a removal of creatures or direct damage. It's a -2, which means it's going to be, I can only, like, if I cast it, I can do it the first turn, but I need to do like wait 1 or 2 turns to do it again, which is like And the -7, which won't happen much because I need to have 7 counters, it destroys all lands the player controls. It's not the best Planeswalker out there, but it's cheap. So maybe. Let's add it to the... is it the same version? Yeah, it's the same version. Okay. Just a different art. So let's add like a modular plate English to the card. I will see tomorrow if I will buy it or not. But the Dana Primero means damage first, but what does it mean? Okay, so yes, no, you can block, but what it means is that when damage is calculated in a turn, first all creatures that have first strike or damage, or like daña primero in Spanish, they attack first, right? So like, let's say for example, I have this creature with damage first and this creature with doesn't, right? Let's say I attack with this creature and this creature blocks, right? This creature has damage first. So it like is like damage calculated for all creatures that have damage first. Damage from that creature is calculated first. What does it mean? It means like the creature attacks, the creature blocks, attack, damage calculated, the creature dies. And this creature doesn't get damage. If indeed have first strike, it means that the creature will attack, this creature will defend, and both creatures will die. Because this creature has first strike, this creature will attack, this one will die, and this creature will survive. Does it make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. And if you have like double damage, it's like attacks, and yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's super useful. Basically, this creature, and here you have vigilance. So this, I want to attack with this creature every time if the opponent has like creatures with less than 3 or more or less health. And if I pop the ability, if they have creatures with 4 or less health, because the creature will always survive, because it will kill everything. Unless they have too many attackers and there's like a lot of different factors, but the creature will survive a lot. Yes, if you don't kill the blocker, the blocker will damage me afterwards. So yes. Just like a way to deal with like, basically if you attack a creature with the same amount of like health than damage or less, you will always survive. So it's great. A token deck can overwhelm creature with first strike anyways, because you need to remember, like, let's say it has 2 blockers, and once I deal all, like, this creature has like 3 damage, right? So, sorry, the creature has 3 damage, right? This creature, between the 2 of them, have like 4 health, right? These 2 creatures. So basically, this creature attacks, this ball defense, it kills the first one, it has 1 damage left, it damages these ones, this one stays at 1 health, and he attacks and kills it, because it doesn't have enough damage to kill both. If it was a 4, it will kill both and survive. So yeah. Damage is can be a bit confusing, but first strike is always good. It's most of the time good. Okay, so let's check more creatures. Defiant Strike. I don't think I have that one, right? Yes, you can use multiple blockers. Whenever a creature attacks, you can assign as many blockers as you have to it, except there's an ability against that, right? There's creatures that, for example, one of the creatures I have in my deck here, let me see if I can find it. Intimidate. The creature has Intimidate, right? Which means like it can only be blocked by, it needs to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. If my opponent only has 1 creature, they can't block this one. It needs to be blocked by 2 or more creatures, or it will attack for free, which is great. And I think there are creatures that can't block with other creatures, and there's like, there's a lot of like, in Magic there's a rule, an exception to every rule, right? Basically. This card is a bit weird. I don't know. Oh, there's 2 cards. There's always an ability, yes. I don't think I have Defiant Strike. Do I have Defiant Strike? It's a nuanced game, yeah. It's all about the exceptions and rules. I don't think I have like Defiant Strike, right? Why is these creatures? This card is sticking to the other card, and I don't know why. I guess this happens with. I don't know why they're sticking together. This happens with. I said we. We? That's a yes? Okay, let me find my instance. Enchantment, sorcery, artifact. Making my commander there. Instant is an instant, right? Yes. Distance. Oh, I have Defiant Strike. Okay, I have Defiant Strike. So I have cards that are being recommended. That's good. So these two cards that are recommended here, I have both of them in my deck. I have this one, which is great. I don't have this one. Moment of Heroism. Touch a creature gets +2/2 against lightning and tornado storm. Yeah, I don't think I have this one, right? My instance are here. Moment of Heroism. Right? Okay. Okay, I don't have that one. That's a good one. It's more like, whoa, what boogie motherfucker. That's something, I guess. Moment of Heroism. There we go. Okay, it's in stock. In Spanish, in mint. It's good. Act of Heroism. Untap target creature. Get +2 at the end of turn and can block an additional creature this turn. Ooh. That's interesting. Let's add this one as a maybe. No tenemos la carta. Yes, basically it's that. Let me go to advanced search, because in advanced search I can filter by, like, they can have cards that are not in the site, right? That's why I'm going to keep my eye open tomorrow, because I will ask for advice, right? Because they may have cards that are not in stock, like they're not in the website, right? Or they can have recommendations outside of what there's here, right? So, okay, Moment of Heroism, that's the only one. There was that Act of Heroism, looked quite good, but okay. So we have Moment of Heroism. It's in the. Oh, it's. Oh no, it's one. Okay. Yes. Okay. 8 advanced search. What other cards? What? Why is it not working? At the bottom? It was working the other day. Okay, we can go backwards. There we go. Okay, we can go back. Okay, Moment of Heroism doesn't look so good. Heroes Needsborn. I think I bought this one. No. I don't know why. Oh, because it was uncommon. I was giving priority to rare cards. When a hero newborn enters the battlefield, creates a 1/1 white token solo creature. Okay, that's great. When you cast spell attaches hero Needsborn, creates creature you control, get performed at the end of turn. Okay, that's basically like yeah, it's heroism without the heroism in the card name, but damn. That's amazing. For 3 mana? I like it. Hero of Needsborn. I have in stock. Nice. Is that one? Okay, what else? We have Crown Crusader. Hero of Heroes. How about the nice looking cards? No, we need to buy cards that are useful. I'm just adding them for now to my maybe list. We'll see if I will buy them or not. I will say tomorrow, depending on how the deck performs, or I will like compare them slowly to some of the other cards. Probably I will compare it to the cards that were like a maybe to me. I shall replace those, right? Aura spells. You cast. Dude, look at this one. Aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. This one, right, man? Like the one that we're talking about, like you need to cycle. Backlight makes it cost 2 again. Spell touch here, but yeah, this is not going to be in a store. This is not going to be stock. I will tell you. I want this one. Yes, I have a couple of this one. Of one? What? What? Yeah, it's not in the stock. Yeah, this one is not in stock. The one was a -2. Oh no, yeah. You have the yes. You were playing the Hydro deck. Yes. The one is it's amazing. Like I need to like write it down like Hero of Heroes want. I need to maybe search it in other websites. Like you can find it on another website. That card is great. Maybe I can find another. Yeah, it's only like $2, but this is like basically a card made for my deck. Let me see where it's being sold. So I will track it. I will track it down. I will track this card down. I want this card. Basically, I want it. Mori. Gargoyles vs. Watch. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like Hydra decks are fun or look fun at least. Cards. There we go. Okay, there's a few places that sell this card. I will give that look tomorrow if they are open and if I can buy a copy. Because this one is great, man. I want this one. This battery is made for my deck. Fear resistance. Put a 1 counter on target creature you control. It gains protection from the color of your choice until the end of turn. Ooh, that basically means like it can be damaged by a color in particular. So basically I can use it to protect it from one color in particular from one of my opponents, right? I don't think I have that one, right? Veto resistance. Doesn't ring a bell. No, these are artifacts. Instants. Oh, instants are there. Yeah. Defiant Strike. Feet of resistance. Nope, I don't have that one. Let's add it. If they're there. Yeah. Feet of resistance. They don't have it here. That sucks. That sucks. No have it in stock. True Fire Paladin. Vigilance. True Fire Paladin gains +2/+0 until the end of turn. Ooh. Gets first strike at the end of turn. Okay, that sounds fun. Doesn't like have the best synergy with the deck, I think, but it's a good card. This one going to be in stock probably, right? Really? Yeah. Okay. Fencing Ace. Double strike. Just soil there. It doesn't have synergy with our deck. I mean, it's a good creature to give tokens and stuff, right? It has double strike, but doesn't add anything in particular, right? Top cards 10. Touch creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice at the end of turn. Draw a card. I like the drawing card part. Yes. Sure. Oh wait. Oh, I was searching the cards wrong. Wait a second. No. I was searching all the cards wrong. We do search it again. I was searching in the other field. Oh, okay. No, it makes more sense. Okay, we need to search again all those cards. Heroes Heroes is not in stock anyways. We have Powers of Heroes, we have that one. Okay, I was being an idiot. I was searching in the wrong. Okay, let's search again. Okay, so from Hero of Heroes, right? Yes. Feat of Resistance. Feat of Resistance. They have Feat of Resistance. Yeah. Sadit. Can be useful. Not like, wow, the card is going to win as a match, but True Fire Paladin. True Fire Capitan. What's a True Fire Capitan does? Hi, Minnie. How's it going? Welcome. How's been your day? We're trying to make our... we're trying to improve our magic deck. I bought this magic deck with this Commander, Boros, and Ansaimida deck. We're trying to improve it. So basically like checking stats, checking what we can improve, and checking like what cards I can buy tomorrow. Because I'm going to be testing this deck out tonight. Tomorrow's going to be my first day. Thank you for the hydration. My first day playing Magic the Gathering Commander. I know how to play Magic. I'm not the best player, but I want to play Commander. So we're building my first deck with this sort of like a scuffed first like Commander deck I bought and trying to improve it as best as we can. True Fire Paladin, Mentor. Whenever the creature attacks, put a 1 counter on target attacking creature with less power. Okay. When True Fire Captain is dealt damage, it dealt damage to target player. Oh. Okay. Doesn't exactly go with the synergy. It's not a bad card, but I don't think it goes well with the synergy of our deck. Okay, I don't like that one. Shelter. Have you ever played Magic minis? Thank you for the part. Shelter, yes. Okay, they have Shelter. Nice. It's a really fun game. I'm trying to get to start playing physically. I mainly played in Arena, in like the online launcher, right? And I want to start playing with people in real life. Maybe meet people. Maybe make friends. I'm probably. It's also like a good excuse to get out of my house and play Pokemon Go 2 while I go to the store. So double the winning there. The other player was Hearthstone. I love Hearthstone. The problem with Hearthstone is that you need to play a lot or put a lot of money in order to keep up with the meta, right? So Hearthstone is so much fun. And the problem is that I'm so bad at card games. So I'm trying to learn a Commander because basically it's a game mode in Magic the Gathering where you don't basically need the most expensive or newer cards. You can have like a sort of like middle of the road deck, and there's people out there that want to play against other middle of the road decks. So I'm super excited. Oh, I love building decks. I don't know if I'm good at building decks, but I love building decks. It's so much fun. Basically, what we're doing here, I'm checking like what other cards I can buy tomorrow to improve this deck a bit more. Flash, enchant creature, a benevolent blessing into the battlefield, choose a color. The creature has protection from the chosen color. This effect doesn't remove auras or an equipment you control that are reattached to it. Ooh. Okay. This is not bad. Which is protection for color is basically like any creature or spell from that color can't basically target your creature, because we can, if we target our commander with this, our commander is basically half invisible, like invisible to that color in particular, which if it's black or blue, like it will like one of the most like hard removals we can deal with, and man, it's going to be great. Go to the hi, it's kind of late for me. Oh, thank you so much for saying hi. And yes, go to bed, have a great night, have a great rest, and I hope you have an amazing Friday. Tomorrow here is a holiday, so I'm going to take the advantage to do some, I need to visit some family tomorrow morning for lunch, for breakfast slash lunch, I guess brunch. And then I'm going to go to the store to play Magic. Hopefully I'll play Commander for the first time. So I'm going to tell you guys probably on Sunday how it went. So good night. Thank you so much for passing by. Benevolent. Oh, there's no Benevolent Blessing. Oh, that sucks. $15. Nope. Yeah, no Benevolent Blessing. That sucks. That would have been great. Is it in the other sides? Let me see, like, searching another window. I need to change the schedule. That command schedule I meant, that schedule is so out of date. Yeah, today too. I love holidays because it means I can work in other stuff that's not normal stuff, right? Like my plugin. Benevolent. I know already. Benevolent Blessing. How is it in Spanish? I don't see the card. Oh, no. Benevolent Bodyguard. No. It seems to be a card that's not in stock. They're probably living in Argentina, right? Like, a lot of cards, I can't find them because they are just not available. Really true with Legging Holy is really unique. Yeah, like not the like most amazing take, I guess. Spanish. Bendición benévola. Sure. Thank you for the pats. Let's see if I can find it in Spanish. Oh, I put bendición as like all like stuff for cult and religion. Like, oh, no, thank you. They ever told you, guys, that the pastor for the church I used to go as a child is actually now in jail for like having people holding people against their will, their will in like a farm? I learned about this last year and was like insane. I was like, wait, excuse me? I'm glad I stepped away from that because, man, oh, we have an answer. That's good. Condemned. Put a can get you on the bottom of Summoner Library. Controller gains. Let's go to his toughness. Yeah, damn. Mecha Stand. Creature you control get +1/+0 and gain structure until the end of turn. I will say he was the Pope now. No. I know, like, I used to go, like, I'm not Catholic, but I used to go to a Catholic school, like a nun school, right? It was like managed by nuns, right? And I was friends with the top nun because I used to study the Bible a lot when I was a child, even though I wasn't Catholic. I used to discuss with her like a friendly discussion kind of way, right? I used to friendly discuss with the head nun of the, like the young head nun. Like most of the time in the nuns convents, you have like the top nun and the like head nun, which is like younger, right? So I used to with like the of the the young top nun I used to discuss with her about religion, about the Bible and stuff. That nun now is like the head top nun of the region, or like no, the region. I think from all Spanish speaking countries of her order. So like, and her order is the Franciscan order, which is the same order as the Pope now. So she's a really big shot in the nunnery, right? The nunnery world. So like that was insane. Hello, level 90, 1991. How's it going? Well, indeed. We're building our a commander deck. I'm going to go and test it out tomorrow to Buenos Aires. So it's going to be fun. We're going to see browsing cards and seeing like what we can buy to improve the deck. How are you doing? Enjoying the holiday? Hello. Yeah, I have friends in powerful places. So if I ever want to make my own cult, I guess I know people, right? It's not in my plans at the moment, but I mean, you never know, right? Finding some rest, yes. I slept today. I slept 10 hours, so that should say a lot.
One raises an eyebrow. Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible, Murray frowns. The Pope is elected by the College of Cardinals, and I don't think Iruben is one of them.
I don't know, maybe. You know. Expedite. Hi. Oh, of course, Expedite is not in stock. Oh, may if I write it correctly? No, okay. That, yeah. Expedite, yes. Oh, well. Yeah, I needed that rest. Like, I was so tired. Launch the fleet. Cost one more to cast. Launch the fleet costs one more to cast for each target beyond the first. At the end of turn, a number of creatures of target creature each game. Whenever the creature attacks, put a one or its older creature token to the battlefield step attacking. Ooh, dude. This is amazing. Launch the fleet. Yes, I want this one. Launch.
Pogakun 1 chuckles. That's true, Murray frowns. Iruben is a mysterious VTuber, and we can only speculate about who they really are.
Yes, a mysterious. Ooh. Okay, this is $2, but man, this is a great card. Yes. I want it. Such a good card, man. Basically, like imagine this. We have our commander, right? We attack, right, with our commander. Like, we commander with like one or two other creatures, right? Whatever. We attack, right? And when we attack, we cast like... No, before we attack, we cast launch the fleet. Right? Wait a second. At the end of the turn, a number of target creatures each gain. Oh, okay. So we cast the spell. Each creature can attack. So we attack with our creatures. Then it carries like 3 more soldiers. And then before that result, we cast another, like after that result, I mean, we cast another spell on top of our commander, which has like all the creatures, it adds to all of them a +1/+1, right? So the soldier becomes +2/+2, which means like 6 extra damage. It's amazing. Yes, I want that. $2 for that? Yes, please. Yes. Like, it's like 3 mana. Like, it's 1 mana for each creature. Like, it's insane. Yes. I'm excited. That this seems like a super fun card. CFM Squire. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it tomorrow. I'm going to buy it in the store. CFM Squire. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. Untap it. Oh, okay. This is an adventure. Like, this basically is a double card. You can cast it first as an adventure and then as a creature. You can basically cast it twice, which is great. Then it's a discard. You may cast the creature. Yes. So if we cast this first like this, then we cast it as a creature, basically for free. But not for free, but you can cast it twice, which is like double the value. So it's not bad. If it's cheap. Silver Flame Squire. Yes, because it's based on this from the Chronofell Drain, I think it was set, which has set up all about the storybooks, like a storybook world, because Magic is all like each set of Magic is set in a different like dimension, right? Like different world, and this dimension is all about like storybook characters, right? Or storybook like characters. So it's a lot about shasting and fairies and quests. So it has like this adventure mechanic, which is like you first cast the adventure and the creature goes in adventure, and then the creature come back from the adventure. That's kind of like the idea. So basically the creature first does the effect, goes into adventure, and then comes back as a creature or something like that. It's super cool. It's a really cool deck, a cool set. I really like it. Like that was around the time I was starting to play in Arena. Like it was like about the time I stopped playing. But I remember this deck. I saw a lot of streams of you playing with these cards, and they are super cool. And it's in stock. So yeah, let's add it. I'll see from there. Or later decide if I'm going to buy it or not, but it's in stock. Fist of Flame. Draw a card. At the end of turn, target creature gains trample and gets +1/+0 for each card you have drawn this turn. Oh, so it gets at least a +2/+0. Which is not bad. If I can have like another way to draw cards. Drawing cards in red is hard, so having like a buff and a draw a card is not like... It's good. Oh, feast. Okay, wrong order. Feast. Feast. Right? Yes. Okay, it's in stock. It's cheap. Let's add it. And we can design later. Okay. No, they are creatures. Those are our top cards. No, like just specifically creatures. Legendary creature, Angel, Fell the Redeemed. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, okay, we are going to cast a lot of those. Touch a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do return it to your hand at the beginning of the... we can recycle. Oh, this one is going to do this one. Yes. Yes. It's like that body is amazing too. Like 3/4. Yes. Feather. The redeemed. I want to. $1? Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the bad Saibal. Let me drink some water before you the redeem. Don't worry. I'm drinking already. Don't do it. Don't do it, Saibal. There we go. I'm drinking. Look at that. That's my Coke. I'm drinking. Okay. This one is amazing because it means like if we buff our creature with the instance instead of the auras, it's going to like cycle. Amazing. Have no point. Lucky you. You're spamming it too much. Oh no. Yeah, don't worry. That one always catches me by surprise because you guys don't redeem that too much. So then it happens and I'm like, what the sound? Ah, is the correct reaction, I think. Helios Pilgrim. I think I have that one. Do I have that one? That one looks familiar. No, here. I think I have that one, right? No, I don't have that one. Oh, yes, I have that. Okay. That's good. Yes. Oh, like that one looks familiar. Yes. That's amazing. Don't strike Paladin. It's a bit expensive, but in mana cost. You have like lifelink. Figure. I like. I like the design of this card. Figure of Destiny. Creature. Kit King. Figure of Destiny becomes a Kinkering spirit with base power toughness 2. Okay. If If your destiny is a spirit, oh, basically, if each turn it becomes like stronger. Spirit becomes a kitchen spinning warrior with best power, turn 4/4. Warrior avatar. Best power turn 8/8 flying and first strike. Damn. Okay, I like this one. He was really scary with his dorky. No, it's cool. You're wrong. Figure of destiny. I like this one. I don't know if it has a place in our deck, but let's add it and we'll see from there. It was fun. What does symbol mean? This one? Or this at top? Oh, this one is these are like you can choose the mana cost. Basically, you can cast it as a red or as a white. You can choose either of the two, and it will work. It basically like you have this cost here, which is like colorless, right? This is not colorless, but it's like either of the two colors. Yeah, like it's like they are the staple of like these of like two color decks, right? You have a lot of cards which are like double color that have this, which is this is a cool. It's cool. I like it. Sun Titan. Vigilance. When Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value to your left from graveyard to the battlefield. That sounds cool. We don't have any way to like cast this card cheaper. So Danita, Capashen, Paragon. First strike, vision, and liking. Our equipment spell you cast costs one less to cast. Yes. The aura part. Yes. Danita, Capashen, Danita. Let's search Danita. Danny for the friends. Okay. It's not there. It sucks. What does the card says? Whenever you cast a spell attaches 10 District Legionnaire, put a 1 counter 10 Legionnaire, then scry 1. Ooh. Haste. That's not a bad card. Let's add it. I can decide later. But that's not the card we're searching for. Okay, let's let me copy the name. Let me search it. Yeah, north side. Okay, it's not that expensive. So I can even like maybe able to buy it. Because that will help a lot with our deck. We need like ways to lower the cost of our spells. That's the problem we have at the moment. You don't have any way to like lower mana cost. Basically with this is the same as like having like an extra land, right? Being able to lower the cost. So we want that. It's also good, like for 3 2 is not bad. Like for strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Like it has like a good set. Okay, Sada Hedron Grinder. Whenever you cast an instant or source spell attached to Sada Hedron Grinder, copy that spell. For each other creature you control, that spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. Dude! So like I cast this spell, like I cast this one. I put as like I choose an aura or whatever on this one, and it's like applies to all of the creatures. Basically, all the heroism is cast at the same time. Like that's amazing. It's a bit expensive to cast. But a 4 mana 3/3 is not bad as a normal body if I need to cast it that way. It only applies to instants or sorceries, so not for enchantments, but they have a lot of instants. It's like a really cool card. So if it's not, even if it's not for this deck, it could be cool for others. Sadra Hedron Grinder. Sadra Hedron Grinder. Okay, there's a few places that sell it, so I can find a few copies. There's one in Portuguese, in Japanese, so there's options. I'm going to see if one of the other stores that have these cards have all the cards I need. I can buy them directly from just one place and release any cards. Also, everyone, dude, that's great. I'm insane. These are good because this site recommends cards that other people use in similar decks for this commander. So yeah, it is recommending cards that are going to be good for the synergy for this guy, right? And we have some good cards for this deck. So we just need that extra with the power. So we are close. We are close to having like a good deck, I think. Dawnbringer Charioteers. Flying Lifelink Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell, the target how Dawnbringer Charioteers put a 1/1 counter on Dawnbringer Charioteers. That yeah, that humph. No, it's more like a humph, like HMPF, like the humph. Not a ha, like a humph. The MPF is the important part. There could be a humph, but the MPF is the important part. Yeah, exactly. The U is silent. It's like a like you like put your leaf like right? Poof. Yeah. It's science. Okay, Dawnbringer Charioteers. Let's see if we can find it. Dawnbringer Oh, I wasn't checking what it does. I'm an idiot. Whenever you cast a spell, put a dash down. Oh no, okay. No, it's fine. No, I don't want that one. We already have this one. This one is great. Armory Guard. Armory Guard has vigilance as long as you control a gate. We have a gate, but only one. So Tavern Valiant. Vigilance, 2/1. It's a good body, I guess. Gooseluck Sentinel. It's only recommending cheap cards. That's important, but I put like only give me cheap cards. Yes, no, please. So yeah, it's also that. When Gooseluck Sentinel becomes blocked, you may untap it and remove it from combat. No. Chakra Firebird. Bloodthirst. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, you enter the battlefield with 3+1/1 counters. What? No, that doesn't make sense. Crater Hellion, Echo 4, and then on your upkeep, it just came under your controls in the beginning of your last upkeep. Sacrifice and let you pay its Echo. What? No. What are these creatures? Some of the creatures are like cased. Happy Fighter deals 3 damage to touch a creature or player. Stunned Sniper. Do 1 damage to touch a creature, tap that creature. Okay. Interesting. Conquering Manticore. Flying. When Conquering Manticore enters the battlefield, gain control of touch a creature and opponent controls until end of turn. Tap that creature. Enter the battlefield. It's interesting. At least. We already had this one, right? Because I said like I found it by accident. Search whatever. Right, I got the other one. Yes, I got the one. Yes. I don't remember if I added it or not. So I was right. That was a good card. Skying 1 is great. Skying 1 is like you like from your deck, right? From your deck, you check the first card, and if you like it, you leave it in the top of your deck, and if not, you put it in the bottom. Basically, it's not drawing cards, but it's like the next best thing, right? Because you can control. If you are searching for a card in particular, or like you need a land, you can like make it so like if that card is not going to be useful the next turn, like throw it away, right? So it's good. We want ways to scry. Hero of Games, I think I have that one, right? Whenever you cast a spell that Hero Games, Creature you control get +1/+0 at the end of turn. I'm not sure. I think I have that one, right? That one sounds familiar. No? These are the instants. I guess we don't have that one. When you cast a spell, creature control gets +1/+1 at the end of turn. Basically, a cheaper version. The point is that it's a cheaper version of our commander. Nah, we're fine. No one, that one. Hero of the Pride. Whenever the spell attaches Hero of the Pride, creatures you control get +1. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're fine. What is the end of turn? If it wasn't until the end of turn, I guess this one is better. Yeah. Just an extra mana for. I think I want Hero of the Pride because it's cheaper than our commander. Then the end of turn is like, no. But for that, we have a commander. We have a commander for that. Heron Crawler. Oh, to your mana pool. Oh, it's another mana source. I guess it could be useful. Like, it's not wow game changer, but it's a good card to have in general, I feel. Like, it's not going to be for this deck, it's going to help me build other commander decks eventually, right? Seems like a good investment. Blue Search, the opponent has dealt damage this turn, the creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 countering for a strike. No thank you. Canyon Wildcat. Mountain Walk. If any player controls any mountains, the creature is unblockable. Oh. So it's like a, we can already have this one. Sounds good. Seems like a good card. Hellfire Mongrel. At the beginning of each opponent upkeep, if the player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, Hellfire Mongrel deals 2 damage to him or her. That can be mean. You have a mill deck, this could be really mean. Summerwall Vigilance. When Summerwall Vigilance becomes blocked by a creature, so Vigilance deals 1 damage to that creature. Could be good, but not for this deck. Because the 2, same as the, yeah, no. I don't care much about the Blue 6 mechanic. In life, put a 1 counter. Yeah, we don't have like lifelink, so a useful Mannequin. I'll to your mana pool. Interesting. Same as the other one then. This is a way to get. It's again. I'm going to add it just to have like more ways to build decks in the future. Like a good Mannequin. Yeah, Mannequin. It's not Mannequin, but Mannequin. Yeah, there's not in stock. Okay. Fire Main Angel. Flying First Strike. At the beginning of your... That's a lot of mana. Yeah. Yes, but you get 1 mana every turn. So basically in turn 2, you already recover the cost. And in further turns, you... Basically, you gain mana. What's the thing with this card? This is an artifact. Artifacts are a type of like deck. So the artifact decks tend to have like discounts on cards. Imagine if you have like a 2-cost discount on artifacts, you can cast this for free. But you cast it for free and get more mana. So this is a great card for an artifact deck. And for a normal deck, it's a decent card. Because you are getting infinite mana in the long run. You can cast a land. Like imagine it's turn 2. You cast a land. You have 2 mana. Use 2 mana. Put this card. And every turn afterwards, you have 1 extra mana. Yes, but you can only put 1 land per turn. You need to remember that. Given that you can only put 1 land per turn, being able to use 2 lands to put an extra mana, and then it means like next turn you're going to have 4 mana. In the second turn, you use your 2 lands to cast this creature. Next turn, you will put a land and you will have 4 mana. But wait, it's turn 3. Why do you have 4 mana? Because you have the mana key. It's called ramping. It's super useful. Ramping with like colorless, with like, it's not the best, but if your deck is built for that, it can be really powerful. Even if it's not built for that, that is a good card even so. Like, let me show you the quote-unquote best card in Commander. I'm going to get a copy of this with the deck I bought. I'm going to pick tomorrow. That way I'm not going to buy it because it's like $2 and like, make a second one. Let's add it just in case. This is one of the best cards in Commander. It's called Sun Ring. It costs 1 mana and you get 2 mana. Yeah, it's one of the best cards in Commander. I need to buy another Commander Tower. Because I have one in the new deck I'm buying, but I want to have the 2 decks ready so I want to convince my brother to play with me too at my house. So, or some of my friends. Wink, wink, wink. So yeah. You want the paper cards? Oh, he didn't buy it. Oh, he probably has like a lot of them. Yeah. Well, yeah, I want to try to have the decks like fully decked out, right? If possible. But yeah. Commander Tower is another staple of Commander because basically it adds a mana. It's a land that adds a mana of any of your Commander's colors. So it's a good one. Yeah, having like a dual color land. Yes, you can have in Commander. You can only have multiple of normal lands. Like lands come in different shapes and colors, right? These 2 are base lands, right? Like basic lands. These are plains. These are mountain. They're for the other colors too, right? You can have as many as you want of these ones, but any land that is not a basic land, it says here basic land, right? For example, I have in this deck Windscar Crag, which is a dual land. It gives me mana of red or white. This card, I can only have one of these. That's why I have also Boros Portal, which does the same, but it has a different name. Which sounds dumb, but that's how Commander works. Gremio, yeah, Gremio's guild. Basically, it's a Gremialista deck. Oh, that's your full team? Okay. I didn't know that. Look at this card. Look at this cost. Return Fireman Answer from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate ability only in your upkeep. This is insane. Why? At the end of upkeep, if Fireman Answer is in your graveyard on the battlefield, you may gain 1 life. Okay, I guess it's a gain life deck. Failed Hero. When you cast a spell, attach a Failed Hero, put a 1/1 counter of Failed Hero. That's decent. I think I bought this one. This is one of the ones I bought, I think. Did I? No. I can add a Fabled Hero. It doesn't sound bad. I'm not too convinced with this one, but double strike is the attack twice. Basically, that's pack. Hit twice. Yeah. Oh, Fabled Hero is not okay. Oh, I wanted to buy this one. I couldn't because there wasn't in stock. Okay. Yes, 3 plus 1 red plus 2 white, and the ability is like basically the ability is decent. You can cast it from the graveyard, right? You can like return it as much as you want as long as you have the mana, but it's too expensive. Like that way, it's probably super cheap because oh, it tells you the amount of synergy it has in your deck with the commander. I mean, Whenever Speedmeyer did little damage, it deals damage. No. I already have this one. Not the best, but it's useful. The token is good. Oh! Welcome,
Welcome
welcome.
raiders from Vice Period, prepare to be utterly destroyed. To
What?
arms.
To what Pogo said. Hello, Raider. How's it going? Welcome, Vesper. To everyone here, I'm Aaron Tillier, professional alchemist, and welcome. We are doing a kind of different stream where I'm getting into paper magic, the gathering, and I'm building a commander deck. I bought this commander deck, which is like a 100 card, and each card is unique deck to play tomorrow at a kind of local game store. And I'm trying to improve the deck and see what cards I can buy to improve this deck for tomorrow. Yeah, hand reveal. Ooh, look at my hand. Woo. Yeah, Boros cards. Exactly. Thank you. Someone that knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. Yes. This is a Boros deck. This is an Anats and Saimida deck. This is the commander. I want to improve this deck because I bought it for like $20 and I'm seeing like what singles I can buy under $1 and that are available in my area to buy them tomorrow to improve the deck. We're like doing, yeah, my nails are super good. I know. I don't take care of them. I just like, they are just like that. Good genetics again. Bandu says so. Oh, okay. I'm going to keep that in mind. If Bandu says so, say so. But yeah, we're improving, trying to improve the deck. We already improved the mana, the amount of lands. The deck came with like 32
Pogo
lands, so we added like 5
their
more.
head. I don't think so, Murray France. Hands are just body parts that we use for various tasks, like holding things or typing on a keyboard.
Exactly, they are useful. So yeah, we're trying to improve. We already like removed some of the creatures that came that weren't that great, and we added some more lands. And we're saying like checking like what other cards I can buy to like remove some of the cards that I'm like not convinced too much about and maybe useful to add. Yes, it's super, like, the deck looks super fun. The problem is that I never played Commander before. I never played Boros either, so it's going to be a fun, like, I only play Magic the Gathering, like, physically once. I then play mostly Arena. So I'm super excited to, like, try Commander and see how it goes.
Pogokun's giggles. That's an interesting question, Vice Period. I suppose it would depend on what Iruban would use their extra hands for. More hands could be helpful for multitasking, but they might also get in the way at times.
God damn it. I would love to have more hands, not gonna lie. Like, I'm not the most experienced Magic player, but I want to like start playing, go to stores, like try to meet more people there sometimes. I want to play more Pokemon Go. That's going to be a good excuse to like get out of my house and play Pokemon Go too on the way there. So like it's a multiple step process.
Pogokan1 nods. Yes, feet are pretty cool too, Murray France. They're an important part of our body, and we use them for walking, running, and many other things.
Feet are overrated. Let me get out of hands. No, I didn't find a group. I found a shop that is kind of near me. It's like at 30 kilometers from my house, but it's like in an area that I know, like it has like good access to it. Like it's not that bad getting there. I know the area a lot, and they seem friendly and have good prices, which is the important part. They have a really good price range from cards, at least in the local market. So yeah, feet, yes, but feet are overrated. Wheels are better. I would love to have wheels. Imagine not having to move your feet to go. We had about 2 reasons. Feet are overrated. Feet are like, we should have been born with wheels. Like we have been, and like the like industrial revolution was like how many years ago, and we're still getting like being born with like feet. Like no, you can have ramps. Ramps are the same. There's elevators, organic wheels. What? Yes. Yes, like I bought this deck for like $20, $20, and we are trying to tinker with it. I added some of my cards. Like I don't have rare cards. That's the problem. Like I bought like I bought these bots of like bone wheels. I bought these bots of like Ravnica inspired decks for all the colors. I have like a deck for all the color combination. Like I bought like 6 years ago, but they are all commons, right? Commons and uncommons. So I don't have rare cards. The only rare cards I have are the 3 that came from this deck, like the legendary, and 2 more. And one of those 2, it sucks. I removed it from the deck because I didn't like it. It's like this deck is full of low cost creatures and was a super high cost creature. It didn't have an immediate effect. It was like a effect that I needed to get damage with that creature with that I didn't like. So I was like, that I need to buy more rares. So I'm checking like what cards I can buy to improve this deck a little bit more because yes, it needs some work. I didn't know that. I didn't know you play Magic. We need to play Vesper. Vesper, let's play. Vesper? When are we playing Commander? When are we playing Commander? Oh god. I can teach you again. I'm not the best Magic the Gathering player, but I can teach you. I get somewhat. I don't have Magic the Gathering gang, but I love its lore. The lore is so good. Like I love putting lore videos in YouTube. Like that's how Magic the Gathering always pulls me back on YouTube. And that's why I was like, I ended up watching Commander videos. I was like, I want to play Commander. I need to find somewhere to play Commander. So yes, I'm going to play tomorrow. I'm going to I bought this deck, which is a $20 one. I found like at $40. One of the starter decks, the green white token one that came out last year. I bought that
Thank
one.
you
So I'm
so
going
much
to
for the follow, Sarah Yarmelly, and welcome to this mess we call a stream tilde.
Good luck on the walk. Yes, we're going to be probably talking about Magic again on Sunday. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how it went tomorrow with my first Commander match, play, whatever. So yes, it's going to be fun. I'm going to try to we're going to be talking about Magic at least once or twice a month. I'm going to give you updates of my journey. But yes, I bought that token, green white token deck, so I'm going to pick that one up. So I'm going to have 2 Commander decks, and hopefully I will convince my brothers or my local friends to also play with me. So I'm going to slowly play some more Magic. I love Commander because Commander is fun. I don't need to get like multiple copies of all the cards. I can only have 1 copy, and fill the deck with low cost cards if I need to. So it's not that bad. Yes, I have. I have like a lot of hats. Yes. The cover streamer is one of the most important ones. Yes. Yes, I watch about Pauper Commander, but I love the idea of legendary cards. That's the problem. I have way too many commons and uncommon cards. I want to buy rare and legendary and cards like that. So I want to play normal Commander. Low cost, low power, normal Commander. I don't want to play competitive. I just want to like build, hopefully have a few fun decks and play with people and hopefully meet people too that also want to play more Commander. So I'm going back to this. Yes, I wish Arena had prepared Commander. Yes, like I get into Magic Sense Arena, so it hurts to me that I can't play Commanders there. Like I don't know why. I have a lot of cards in Arena. I don't have like the biggest collection, but I have quite a lot of cards there. So I would love to play Commander there. More so because I don't have a lot of cards to be able to play the modes that use the old cards because I don't have enough high power cards, but I would love to play like Commander. Oh well. I want to slowly do some more TCG gameplay. I have pending to play Yu-Gi-Oh with Vesper because I love TCGs in general. But yes, it takes a lot of time and I'm bad. I don't expect to win tomorrow because I'm bad at TCG in general. But I enjoy them. You're gonna play Arena version of Commander. Yeah, it's called like Brawl, right? Yeah, Brawl. Yeah, the problem with Arena is that you're still playing alone, right? and I want that social aspect. I want to maybe meet new people, and for that people to like meet experienced players that will like recommend to me more cards or more type of decks to like play and like be able to like buy new cards or like trade cards around. Not so much trade, but like be able to like be more in the ecosystem, right? Because the problem with Arena is that you are alone. Like I play Arena for like half a year or a year, like every day, and back in like 2018 or so, and the problem is that it didn't have a community. Like unless you go out of your way to find the community, and I want to like maybe try to get more in the. I don't want to play competitive, but I want to like maybe like buy cards from time to time, maybe buy a bot. I'm tempted with the Lord of the Ring ones, but they are having here like $300 to $400 because of like I live in Argentina, so like import cost, reselling cost, and all that, and it's like super expensive. So I'm probably not going to buy a Lord of the Ring ones, even though I love Lord of the Rings. But maybe if I get in the ecosystem, I will be able to eventually buy a bot or something. It will be fun. That's true. I can blame Arena for not having chess system. Yeah, yeah. Like I understand why they do that, but yeah, it's the same with Hearthstone, right? The same reason I stopped playing Hearthstone. Like I was playing alone, and I was streaming back then. So like maybe now it will be different. Maybe I can play Hearthstone and like I can like chat with you guys, and I will like supplement it, but it's not the same, right? Like I want to expand my horizon, right? I want to like meet new people, more like I work from home. Like I do all alchemy at home. So I don't need to leave for anything. I only leave whenever I go to the cinema with friends once a month or so, maybe once every 2 months. And that's it. So yeah. I don't expect like to meet a lot of people, maybe like expand my horizon. I love playing Pokemon Go, but I don't have to go out like I don't need to go to store. Like deliveries bring you everything these days. So if I don't force myself to go outside, like yeah, and like and the worst thing like you will say like oh you are probably like I don't move around so I need to lose weight. Like, no, I'm good in weight, thankfully, but I want to like maybe change my routine a little bit more. I need an objective. Like going out to walk, just to walk is not enough for me. So I need something, and this is hopefully I'm going to do a fun journey to document on stream, right? So that's the other part. So yeah, like let me show you the cards I have added to the cart for now. Like I'm checking cards that I know I can buy in this store. I'm going to visit this store tomorrow, and I'm checking some other stores too to maybe buy some of the other cards that are not in the store. I don't know if they're going to be open tomorrow, but we'll see. So I had like a shiny Benchant. It's going to be a bit expensive, so I'm considering this one, but could be a good Planeswalker to add. I'm going to go work kind of well with the deck. Not the best, but Moment of Heroism, Hero Needsborn, Fetal Resistance, Shelter, Launch the Fleet. Launch the Fleet looks so good with the deck because basically I can, with one spell, I can trigger the heroism of like multiple cards, which is insane. Like it's only one mana for creature, so like insane, and it also creates more tokens. So, dude, this card is insane. Sea of Flame Squire seems like a good utility card to add. Feast of Flame, draw card. I have so little card draw because of like red white, so that would be great. The one seems insane. Figure of Destiny, 10 District Legionnaire, Hedron Crawler. I'm only Hedron Crawler as investment in the future. It looks like a decent mana source to have like to add to decks when I don't have enough cards. Also Soaring. Soaring is like the meme, it's a staple. I'm going to have a copy from the pre-made deck, but having a Soaring is useful, so I'm going to probably buy one and a Command Tower too. So Item associated that can target multiple creatures. Yes. I don't have enough of those, so if you have any recommendations, feel free to recommend it. Like, I want to buy cards that are in the $2 range at most. So yeah. Yes, it's a bit but it could be a good filler in the long run. I have a Boros Signet. Yes. Let me show you. For next time, I'm going to have the deck list to be able to, for you guys can check it. This is our first stream of this kind. But I have Boros Signet and Boros Seal. We have Boros Clustom, Boros Relicar, and Boros Key. So we have quite a few of the Boros thingies. So yeah. I think Boros Signet is one of those, right? Some of them are in Spanish. I bought whatever in whatever language I can find. Yeah, it's that one, right? No, that's another one. Oh, Boros Signet is another one, right? Oh, I don't have Boros Signet. Right? Yes. I need to buy Boros Signet. Yes. Thank you. Yes. I need to buy Boros Signet. You are right. Yes, I'm buying Boros Signet. Yes. See? I mean, people in chat that can recommend the card is super useful. Dude, yes. I'm going to buy Boros Signet tomorrow. Yes. Dude, this card is amazing. Yes. That's so good. Thank you. But yeah, like these are not the best cards, but I'm buying some to have options, right? Hadron Crawler is more like to have like a filler for like when I buy like making other decks in the future. I want to make more commander decks. Having a Sol Ring, another copy of Sol Ring is going to be useful if I want to play with friends with my decks. And same commander tower. I will have like one of these coming from the pre-made deck, but having an extra copy is going to be useful. Fire Diamond and Marble Diamond cheap mana rocks. Ooh, okay. Let me see. I don't have experience. Like, I'm not an experienced Magic player, so having someone that knows what they're talking about is always useful. Thank you. Achilles. I will remember your name, even though I can't pronounce it. Ace? Fire Diamond. They're two mana either enter tap and one taps for air and the other for white. That sounds amazing. Yes. They are cheap. I love it. Fire Diamond and Marble Diamond. Thank you. Ace. Okay. Ace or Ace? Ooh, fancy one. I want to skill. Cool. Crown Hoplite. When I go to a couple of attacks, it gets any other like multi-target sorceries or instants that you know that I could add. Because I have like most of them are single target. So if I have like could add a few more multi-target, they will be great. I mean that sounds fun with the amount of creatures, but like I need something more synergistic. I'm checking. This is EDH rec. I'm checking like the cards it's recommending. You do find you like playing Red White Heroic as a commander deck? I will definitely recommend another commander you enjoy for a heroic deck. Yes, please do. I will add that as a maybe, but I will like write it down. Like it depends if tomorrow I enjoy it a lot or not. I always enjoyed playing with white in Arena. So I think I'm going to enjoy red white. I don't enjoy mono red like direct damage, no creature decks, but I enjoy white. So red oriented creatures seem like a fun deck to play. You will be a 3-color commander, Hinata Downcrowned. Okay. Nata down count. Okay, it's not that expensive. It's also blue. Okay, blue has the card draw, so that sounds fun. Okay, I'm going to check it. Because, oh, yes, like one of the cards I want to buy, I'm going to see if the store is open tomorrow because tomorrow is a holiday, but some stores do open anyways. And one of the cards I want to buy is Hero of Heroes because I need discounts on auras and instants and all that kind of stuff. So I need some more discount cards. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. But you cast cost one less to cast for each target. Yeah, that's amazing. But your opponent cast costs one more to cast. That sounds really mean, but that sounds amazing. Yes. Yes. I definitely going to buy it. But if I enjoy the type of deck, right? Well, that sounds fun. And blue opened the possibility to more cards. Like I have more cards, right? So hopefully some of the other like commons and uncommons I have will be useful for this. So yes, also like a fun deck to buy to like make for as a third deck maybe. I want to make a Golgari deck. I used to love playing Golgari on Arena, so I want to make a Golgari deck too eventually. I'm making this deck first because I found this deck really cheap and it was a good base to like start, right? Some other cards you will recommend? Forget the champion to the battlefield and the control, forget the one damage to touch it. Yes, that's I already have this one. I don't have forest, so that's stupid. Because an enchantment spell, put a one counter on each creature you control. Oh, but yeah, it's a bit expensive, right? This sounds fun, but at the same time, it sounds really expensive for this deck. Hero of the Nits board. I think that one was in stock. Oh, I have it added already. Yes, I already added that one to my cart. Yes, that one soon sounds dumb. Like yes. Like having extra body is so good. So good. It's a really good. It's an unworded version of heroic, plus it comes with a free creature. Yes, that's the thing. Like the free creature is super good for this deck. Oh, thank you for the 5 Yes, I need to think. Yes, I need to add that one. Yes, I can't find that one is not in this store. I'm checking here, but I'm already checking for other stores that I don't know if they're open tomorrow, but I'm going to eventually buy it. Because yes, Sada sounds insane. Between Sada and Hero of Heroes, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. Yes, Sada. I also added Danita. I have it written down to like try to find. Hinata for Naruto. Yes, exactly that one. The one is looks more like a horse, it seems, but yes, it's actually the same one. It's good that I'm adding cards. Like I'm like, see, Muri, I wasn't that wrong. Those cards were good. I wasn't mean or excited. Those were good cards. All right. Oh, what card like? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was telling Muri that this card in particular was super good for this deck because allow us to like retrigger heroism many times. Let me find. It was an instant. A conviction. This one. I was telling Muri like this one is a really cool card for our deck because it allow us to like this one conviction because allow us to retrigger the heroism many times. Or background information. Ooh. Yeah, very random card for the deck. Yeah. Like, given that the deck doesn't have many card draw, having some card that can reuse to trigger the heroism is a good card. Yes, it's a bit expensive to cast it like a +1/+3 for 3 mana is expensive, but it's useful. That's an interior heroic, this one? Oh, you mean the bigger formation? Yes. Sorry. Oh. What's a Stainer like card? I guess it looks Stainer, yes. You control gain structure until the end of turn. Addendum, you cast this spell during your main phase, puts a +1 counter in each of those creatures. Oh, okay, yes. Like, okay, yeah, that's a good card. It's not that expensive. Yeah, like, I'm going to need to, like, tinker with the deck and see what works, right? But that seems like a really perfectly fine card. Like, the primate deck comes with a lot of white cards, so I can also like eventually make another white deck. For a white green, another white green apart from the, which is also fine for the deck that thanks to its modal nature. Boros Charm. Let me find it. Boros Charm. Perfectly fine. Yeah, because we're building stuff uh with like a tight budget. Okay, it's not here. Let me find it in another site. This is a normal store. I don't have it open because it's me my like not B2B account for obvious reasons. But let me find it here. Oh, I think I have Boros. Do I have Boros Charm? I think I have Boros Charm. I think I don't have it in the deck. Let me check. Because Boros Charm looks familiar. Well, okay. Let me check. This is the Boros because that's uncommon. Yeah, I think I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. Oh, I don't have it. Let me see. Let me check this other pile here. Yeah, it stands red white and it's uncommon. Yeah, yeah. I think the the art looks familiar. That's why I'm trying to see if I have it. I'm finding it a bit expensive there, but I think I have it. Let me check. Okay. No, I don't have it. It looks familiar. I was sure I had it. Really, I don't have it? Because the card looks really familiar. Maybe I have it in Arena. Maybe that's why it looks familiar. I was sure I had it. Really, I don't have it. Let me check. I scanned all my cards to easy stacks, whatever that site is called. No, MTG stacks. Come on, what's the name of that site? Deck stats, I think it's called. Deck stats. Have my old collection. Well, have my collection loaded there. I think I forgot to add these Boros cards. Okay, collection. Table list. No. What's my collection? There we go. Boros. Yeah, I don't have it. I may have it in Arena then. Let me read the card. So choose one. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or permanents you control indestructible this turn. The creature gains double strike. Yeah, but like For 2 mana, having that many options is great. 4 mana can win me a game, maybe. Yeah, Yasuo is super useful. And also can be like a deal breaker. Yeah. Yeah, that's super useful. It is expensive compared to the other cards, so I don't know if I will be able to buy it. Like I'm finding it like it's about $2. So I may be, depending on what cards I end up buying, it may be a little bit over my budget, but I will try to buy it. It looks cool. It looks really cool. Okay. It's an investment. Yeah, for sure. An investment on fun. Honor Crop Captain. When Honor Crop Captain attacks, other attacking creatures get 1% of the. Some of the cards are like $40, $50. Like I'm saying like not top of the deal cards. Like these are the middle of the road cards. Like $40, $20. I'm like, what? I know Magic can be expensive, but like I can't imagine. Well, maybe if I go down the rabbit hole a lot, I can imagine it. But at this point, I'm like, I don't know if I can spend that much in just one card. Kyla's command and Mishra's command. Let's check them. Kyla's command. Kyla's command. It's cheap, which is good. Let me add it. Let me check what it does. Sorcery, choose 2. Ooh, create 2 soldier, 2. Create a 2/2 soldier, construct artifact, creature token. Okay. Put a 1 counter creature you control against double strike until end of turn. Okay. Ready for your. Oh, okay, it's already a ram. Okay, yeah, that's searching for land is super useful. Skychu is also useful. Yeah. Yeah. Lord Hold command. Mishra's command. Okay, so basically we need to convince Vicepar to like play commander with us, right? Ice. we can play commander with Vesper. There we go. And we don't explain them the rules, and we just beat them. We just need to find like a made deck, right? We need to find maybe like using these apps to play with any card, right? To find like something with like from like Second Lair, which looks dumb. Maybe like or like maybe like a Transformer deck, right? We need to find something super dumb that maybe Vesper will be up for it, just for the dumbness factor, right? That's the only way. Choo-choo, target player, card up to X cards, then the draw. Oh, I can choose myself. Okay. A card for each card is carded this way. Okay, that's amazing. This spell deals X damage to target creature. Spell deals X damage to target planeswalker. Target hero gets +1/+0 and gains haste until. Oh, yes. Yeah. Just the auto cycle cards. Yeah. So useful. I think we can convince him. Yeah, I believe in us. Oh, Iron Mirror. I have a few mirror cards. Not much, but I have a few from the ones that Akira. One of my mods when I visit them in Spain, they give me like a few of their like basically the common and uncommon that they have like. Oh, I have Iron Mirror. Will Iron Mirror be useful? I guess that's fire. It's a way to add mana, I guess. I didn't talk about using Iron Mirror. Yeah, I have Iron Mirror. I have it. Oh, like, do I have Iron Mirror? I have Iron Mirror. Yeah. I do decide what to cut for it. Should I remove a land? No, right? No. Okay, Muri, have a great night. Yeah. Oh, it's super late. Yes. Oof. We're going for a lot. Maybe more useful than Hedron Crawler. Yeah. That's true. Hedron Crawler was just like a something to have like in stock, right? For like future decks. Good night, Muri. Thank you. Have a great night. Sorry for the Magic the Gathering stupidness. Okay, what can I cut for it? That's the question now. Like, I have a few cards that I didn't like much. I don't know if they are good or not, but like, let me find some of the ones I was like, oh, this one, like this one, these two I was in defense, this one too, and this one, like, the deck has too many creatures. That's the issue I have at the moment. So I can cut a few of them, but like these cards are the one that I feel that can be cut. If you want to give your opinion on this, I have like Arconian Recruiter, Magma Rod, Dream Hunter Griffin or something like that, Bombardier Corpse, and Acronian Celestial Guardian. I feel these creatures are a bit shows coincidence. Okay, let me search it. And which one do you say that of those that I could cut? I appreciate your opinion.
Thank you so much for the follow, Atelier Freyna, and welcome to this mess we call a stream, Tilda.
Thank you for the Freyna. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Ooh, I like the price. I'm going to ask for the price. When you cast a spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you have cast this turn. Ooh. No, just. Okay. That's amazing. Put a 1 to enter torture and target creature against visions until end turn. Yeah. Amazing. I love it. It's an investment, right? I need like it means like I can like I probably don't want to cast it until at least turn 2, like turn 3 or 4. So I have like extra mana to use it with. But yeah. Make copies of itself. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a multicast. It's a multicast with like a caveat, right? It's a card that I want to draw. Like, if I draw it at the start of the game, it's not that bad. It's a good, it's a decent enough way to trigger heroic. But if I draw it at the end of the game, like near turn 6 onwards, it's going to be amazing. Because it will be weird when I don't have like other instants of sorcery that I cast that turn, right? So, Ice, what do you think about these 5 cards? Which one you think is the weakest that I can cut from the deck to add Iron Mirror? I want your opinion. Or the Griffin? Gotcha. Griffin it is. I'm glad we agree that they are not great cards. Hello, Iron Mirror. Welcome to the family. I like the mirrors. I was checking to maybe make a mirror deck, but it was a bit expensive, so it over the budget. Eventually, they look cute. It's more expensive and cutting it. You trip. Yeah. That's the thing. Like I mean, cutting mainly like I don't have a lot of ramp, given the colors and even the majority of cards. So I don't want high mana costs. That's the regret of it. I'm going to post the whole list later. Like I've been trying to cut most of the like super expensive cards because yeah, like I want low cost. I want to always, if I can cast 2 spells a turn, it's going to be the best for me. So I want to add another creature, another body, and then um trigger heroism with a card. So lands. Arm the Khazars. Okay. I like the price. Basically, 50 cents is the less that they sell in the store. So at the end of turn, touch creature gets +3/+3 up to one other creature. At the other creature gets +2/+2 and up to one or oh, dude, this is amazing. Yeah, yeah, like 3 mana, trigger 3 heroism. Yeah, but as long as I have 3 bodies, that's amazing. If the three creatures I select have heroism, that's great. Basically, like an easy turn 4 card because I will need the 3 bodies. But if I can trigger heroism twice, it's still a good trigger. Yeah, +5 split into 3 bodies. Man, +6 split into 3 bodies. Like, it's insane. More so because thanks to the commander, they will all gain like uh, what's it called trample. That's amazing. So either +3 to Anats, it will be like +6 with first strike. It will kill most stuff. No, it will be a +7 because it will trigger the ability. And if we trigger one other ability that also buffs the whole table, yeah, damn. Like I can get easily at least a plus. Because if I add all the pluses and at least we have let's say we only have the commander and we have like 2 other creatures, I'll get +5 more. So it means that we have at least 10 damage here or more threatening the table. And triggers everywhere. I love it. I want to decide what I'm going to buy because I've seen the cards already. $20, not bad. I will think about it because it's just this. I thought it was already more expensive, but this is a decent thing to have. Yes, we can go all day with this. Like man, like Magic has a lot of weird synergies. Contrary to Yu-Gi-Oh, Commander, more so Commander, it tends to drag a bit longer because people try to play in Commander, try to play a bit longer sometimes. Yes, there's Commander decks that win at turn 2, but there's a culture in Commander to try to play longer games, right? People do like low power decks on purpose. So that also helps. So there's a lot of cards we can check. and the fact that they know what they're talking about, contrary to me. Like, I play by ear, basically. I didn't play my only source of sage advice on Magic is like watching Telarian Community College, right? That's my only source of advice in Magic outside of myself. I have a few friends that used to play Magic but don't play anymore, so they don't want to talk about Magic because they are a bit burnt out. So yeah, the advisor is so good. He's such a dear. Like, it's amazing. Like, the fact that they released, like, I saw the video for the Kickstarter that they released today, and it was like an hour. I saw it an hour later after it was posted. And it was already like over the initial limit. Like, it was already like 80,000 or something. Like, it's insane. People love it. People love him. He already over his goal. Damn. Okay, I want to check that. And let me check. I want to check how it's. That dude is so cool. It's a shame. Like, I was going to pledge, but he doesn't have any virtual options because I can't buy the shipping ones. So I was like, can you release? I put a message in the YouTube video like, hey, can you release an option to like send, I don't know, the token PDFs so I can print them myself, right? The token cards. Just because I speak to you about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Oh, here's a Yu-Gi-Oh, nice. Yeah, the final goal was he had a final goal because the final goal, those are the basic goals, right? And he had the final goal, which was to be able to release season 2 of Shuffle Up and Play without ads, which was I think 2,000 or something like that. It was a really high goal, but it was like basically you guys are the sponsor of the show, right? Which is insane. Let me see if they answer my message. No, they didn't. Oh well. I was like, please release a virtual version. I want to pay you. Thank you. But yeah, he didn't. He has a lot of messages, so I want to give him money, but I want to get something in return. I'm maybe lagging a little because I'm loading the. Yeah, like this is the first day. Yeah, he totally can. Oh no, he already broke 2,000. He's at 200k, 208k. So yeah, he's fine. 208k dollars to sponsor, and the last, let me see, the last stretch goal. Oh no, the last stretch goal was 130. So yes, no, he's fine. We got season 4 already financed. I think. Yeah, Jesus Christ. The guy is basically like a staple in the community. Yeah. Me being a student's advocate. Ooh. That's a name. Mabinda. I just search Mabinda. It's not here, but it could be like out of stock. So let me put it. Let me remove the auto stock. Let's check the effect. Oh, it's a $4 one. So that's a bit out of my range, but let me check. Flying. You might cast. Oh, what? Excuse me? You might cast target instants or so they come from your graveyard this turn. The spell doesn't touch a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. The spell will be put into the graveyard, it's silent instead. Dude, what? That's an amazing card for this deck. Yet only once, like every turn I can cast an extra instant from the graveyard? Man, what? Let me try to find it on a different site. Let me see if I can find it and how expensive it is. Oh, well, the problem is that you're thinking about first world countries. You need to remember, I live in Argentina, so all prices will be doubled. So probably it's going to be $4 too. Yeah, like you need to think like I found as cheap, like those commander decks that came out last year, the starter ones. I bought one of those. I won the I bought the token one, right? Those commander decks are $20 base, right? $30 on resellers, and they were saying here for $60. And I found it at 40, and I was like, dude, this is cheap. So, but all the other stores except this one were selling it at $60 because yeah, Argentina. So yeah, that it's yeah. Oh my, exactly. I can't find copies of Mavinda. Yeah, no. I can't find the. I will ask around, but I can't find copies. I check it like a general like eBay type of store from here from Argentina, and I can't find it here. So yeah, like that one, I think it's out of the question. Sadly, yeah, Mavinda is not here. I can find it in any store. At least in the store like how it published. I'm going to ask around, but because I want it. I want it so bad. Let me write it down so I don't forget. Search for Mavinda legendary creature. I want to ask around. Maybe they have it or maybe they can get it. I don't know. Because, dude, so good. So good. Being able to cast the sound sorcery that touches creatures from the graveyard for free? When he used to have a magic vendor, he had to move to Hungary because he was making more profit. And a few months after, he moved his place. Moved his place was flooded and he lost. Oh no! That's. You go in for a more aura focused build? I mean, it's kind of neat at the moment. I have a lot of auras, but I can remove some of the auras. Like, I have a few auras. So at the moment, it's like a bit mixed, right? So I don't have a preference at the moment. That sucks. These cards look so good. Oh, it's $2.50. Okay, so it's not that bad. But yeah, it's not in stock either. Oh, look, it was a $1 one. Okay, so I need to ask. Maybe if I ask for this one, they maybe can find it. Or they like I'm not logged in on this PC. I need to log in later. I need to wishlist, and I will keep an eye on that one because that one looks so good, man. Like damn. SRAM Senior. SRAM Expertise. No, only SRAM Expertise. Let me buy. Let me search without the stock. Senior Artificer. Oh, it's a cheap one too. Let me write it. From. I'm going to add the wishlist later. What does it do? When you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, I need more auras. I have like 5 auras at the moment, I think, or 6, which is not much. But yeah, that's a good card. That's a good card. Oh, yeah, important. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Heroism only triggers when the spell resolves, right? Heroism, in contrary, only resolves when it's resolved, right? Because when it's cast, not when it's started. Oh, no, it's the same, right? No, it's the same. Heroism always in cast. Doesn't mean it needs to apply. Yeah. Okay, so it's the same. Interesting. That's good to know. What time is it? Oh god, it's super late. Okay. I think we're going to end here. Let me see who we can rate. Any VTubers that do magic? There's had to be some, right?
Thank you so much for the follow Aeschylus101 and welcome to this mess we
Thank you
call a
guys for the
stream
follow. We are going to probably do like a. I'm going to do like a post-mortem of the of my experience with my first Commander game on Sunday. Saturday, no, I'm going to be probably. Yeah, Saturday I want to rest probably and work some BTS Pug. So probably on Sunday. You helped a lot, dude. Thank you so much. So yeah, you want to hear how everything went? Come here on Sunday where I'm going to do like I'm going to do a post-mortem of my first Commander game. Okay, MTG VTuber. Let's see. Is there someone? We're playing a lot of MTG, so let's see if there's someone doing any Magic the Gathering content VTubing. Yes, there's a few. No, there's not. Yes, there is. No. Yes, maybe. Let me see someone I know by name, right? Oh no, it's some days ago. Oh no, I don't see anyone. No. No, I don't see anyone. Okay, I need to find Magic the Gathering VTubers. Okay, that's going to be an objective for future everyone. Who is streaming at the moment that I know? No, 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 no. I guess we can send you to Kalidori. Kalidori is always a safe bet. There we go. They're doing art. They are a robot. They are great. We did try them quite a bit. So let's go with that. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you had a good time. I had a lot of fun, so we're definitely going to do this again eventually. So yeah. Thank you all for coming. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever is your time zone, and keep an eye open for Twitter. Oh, that's the stream. But I'll keep an eye open on Twitter because I'm going to be probably tomorrow giving updates on how it's going. Maybe. Yeah, it was super nice. Thank you so much for the help. I have a lot of cards I need to check, and I will search for those cards that they were not in the site because yes, I want them. They look so good. More so, that one from the graveyard, casting the spells back in the graveyard. Man, that one seems so broken. I want it so bad. No. Oh, maybe.
Pogakun1 chuckles. That's up to Eruben, Vice Peria VT. If they're hungry and want a sandwich, then they should definitely have one.
Vesper, with that you remind me, I forgot to have dinner because we were talking about magic and such. I should have had dinner like an hour ago. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's stay for the day. Do you want to make it look cool? If not, don't worry. Have a great night or day or whatever. And see you. Bye bye.
Sure thing, Vice Peria VT. Boss, have you eaten dinner yet?
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good ending. See ya. Stay for the crazy one. That's great.